long in it. Just redeemed first, tuning in before all the other gamers.
For real?
believe you've done this.
Okay,
I'm back.
why did you name this chest Mush Cum? Like, that's truly the most upsetting thing you could have possibly named it. Like, what the fuck? Hi there, folks. Welcome to the stream. I hope you are having yourself a fantastic Wednesday. Thank you so much for joining me, Oolong. Thank you for the Mushcom. Also, congratulations on getting first, and thank you for the pre-stream with my Peevis that didn't make me jump and think I was live.
Hey! Hey! We know each other! Friends from work!
Hell yeah! Welcome in, Raiders! Evil the Chaos Mama! Thank you so much for the raid! Hi there, folks! Hi! Welcome to the stream. Folks, if you're not following Evil the Chaos Mama, hit that heart up at the top of the chat. It's free, it costs you nothing. It makes you a better person. I wanna see them hearts light up. Evil! I was lurking in your stream, so I'm now in my own stream and had to get rid of that. You're playing Pal World! Oh, that's awesome, Evil. I'm really looking forward to Pal World's 1.0 and diving back into Pal World and playing that with the 1.0 release. I'm super excited. Chris Cure, G-Max Neb, Oolong, Evil, Chasm, folks who came in with the raid, welcome to the stream. Also, Dutson, welcome to the stream. I hope you're having yourselves a fantastic Wednesday. It's so great to see all of you. You've come in just as I've gone live. It's an exciting time. For those of you who've never been here before, hi! My name's TrulyRawesome. I'm a variety gamer. I play all kinds of different games here on Twitch, all of them chosen for me by my community. No, Oolong, simmer down. By my community. I'm a Canadian. I'm from the Great White North. I have a PhD in video game studies. It doesn't make me a better gamer. It just means that I know quite a lot about video games. I study them, I teach them, I do research on them, and if you give me 2 weeks, I can come up with something well written to tell you about my thoughts on video games. Off stream, I'm playing Xenoblade Chronicles X and Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, but on stream right now, we are playing Final Fantasy IX, an RPG released in 2000 for the PlayStation 1. It is my first ever playthrough, Final Fantasy IX. We're having a really good time. It's very fun. Because it's not voice acted, I do all the voices for the characters. And, you know, I've made some choices. I've made some choices about what voices the characters have. I have a repertoire of voices I do whenever I need to fill in for no voice acting in a game, and boy is it busting out in Final Fantasy IX with some of these characters. But yes, howdy. Dutson, not me realizing I wasn't following. Well, Dutson, that's why I tell everyone to hit that heart button. It's so you can check and make sure you are. Yeah, me and the others were getting used to everything again. Me and chat were talking while we were waiting for you to go live. Oh, that's fun. Oh, you were set and ready to come in. Thank you so much for that follow. Follows here are anonymous. You're welcome to jump in and join the conversation. You're welcome to lurk. However you want to engage with this channel, entirely up to you. This is a vibe. Ah, thanks, G-Max. Let's go, Final Fantasy IX. You a big fan of Final Fantasy IX, G-Max? I'm playing Final Fantasy IX. Those of you in Evil's channel will undoubtedly know her. I'm playing Final Fantasy IX. As I said, all of the games I play are chosen by my community. Final Fantasy IX specifically was chosen for me to play by Hollysaur, who you must know from Evil's channel. Hollysaur chose Final Fantasy IX. Final Fantasy IX is Hollysaur's favorite Final Fantasy of all time. The big thing with this has been, normally when I am allowed to name things in video games, I give them silly names. We've had periods of time in which the names were quite silly, but I wasn't allowed to rename. I haven't been allowed to name any of the characters in Final Fantasy IX funny names. I've been required to keep them all the names they're supposed to be under pain of Hollysaur wrath. You're a big fan of Final Fantasy in general. I have played most, with the exception of maybe 2 Final Fantasy games, G-Max, I have played every Final Fantasy game I've ever played has been on stream. I played them all on stream. The thing I like to do in the Final Fantasy games, and I did do this in Final Fantasy VIII, I like to rename whoever the lead dark-haired female character is Tifa, because they all look exactly the same. They all look exactly like Tifa. But I wasn't allowed to name Garnet /Dagger Tifa, even though I was like, That's Tifa. You can't fool me. That's Tifa. Final Fantasy X and X-2 are your faves, Evil. Final Fantasy X was good. I ended up really liking Final Fantasy X. I have not played X-2. Looking at the cover for X-2, though, having played Final Fantasy X, I'm like, how did we get here? How did we get to booty shorts from Final Fantasy X? Maybe someday I'll find out. You excited for the Final Fantasy X re-release? Are they releasing Final Fantasy X? Oh yeah, that's right. They just announced that they're releasing Final Fantasy X and X-2 on the Nintendo Switch 2 in a remastered form. How did we get here? Don't ask questions. You're right. That's the wrong ethos. I need to be going into Final Fantasy X-2, not asking why, but saying thank you more, I believe is what I'm supposed to be doing. Also, they have guns. Anyway, I'm not going to worry about it. I'm not worrying about it. Yuna's feeling herself. How dare you talk her down like that? Wow. Whoa, Dudson, who said they were talking anyone down? I'm sorry. Do you not ask people you care about what's going on in their life I'm just checking in with my dear friend Yuna to be like, hey girl, is this a you got bangs? Is this a you got bangs situation for Final Fantasy? You go from wearing a yukata to wearing booty shorts? Like, I just want to know, are you good, girl? And if you're good, that's great. I want Yuna to have her brat summer, okay? Just say thank you and move on. Thank you next. Just commenting on how she dresses. Just as it's not Dudson, how dare you? You're putting me on the spot, Dudson. But this is the eternal conflict, Dudson. Is it feminist to allow women to wear whatever they want if whatever they wear is being used to objectify them, an ultimate aim of feminism to end? Encourage. How dare Dudson? You stop. Dudson. I'm timing Dudson out. Timing Dudson out for 300 seconds. My point is, how did we get? Listen. I really don't want to be in this hole, Leandra. Welcome to the stream, by the way. I hope you're having yourself a fantastic Wednesday. How dare you? How dare we all? I will not stand for this, okay? I come at this from a place of curiosity about the world. How we went from a medieval... No! Stop! Everybody stop! No! This is my worst nightmare. This is my worst nightmare. I just want to know how we got from medieval swords and robes. How did we get from medieval swords and robes to booty shorts and guns? I just want to know how we got from there to there. Nobody needs my permission to do anything. Burgundy, welcome to the stream as well. I hope you're having yourself a fantastic Wednesday. Leandra, that comment is so fucking funny. I'm actually incensed. I'm trying to lean in. I'm wearing a tank top and a skirt. Am I allowed? Nobody needs my permission for anything. Do what makes you happy. I thought the V-neck was good, but Ross said screw. Listen, Leandra, Indy has labeled me, has told me that I have an air of lesbian fashion to my looks. Do I think anyone should come to me for outfit advice? No. I don't think I'm an expert on anything. But if you're gonna ask me, I'm just gonna check in. I also said that crew thing in the exact same way that I
my penis.
Commented on Leandra's graphics card that one time that I learned that Leandra had what graphics card Leandra had. It was the same exact tone. I'm not proud of it. It's part of who I am. It's, Drop the swords, get the guns. Advancement. It's technological advances. Okay. So it's just without, you're just saying, G-Max, that without Sin there to rock the world every so often, they were able to finally invent gunpowder because they weren't so busy trying to be like, well, I'm about to be eaten by a giant god whale. I think his exact words was, I didn't know whether this was a stream for harlots. Holy crap. I remember watching Ross doing outfit selection saying, tank top, she's not married, and scrolled through the sweaters. Oh boy, this is a bit that this is good. This is the first impression some people from, I hope that people are, this is good. No, you know, this is good. I'm happy to be this person. Right now I feel, this is how Murph feels in every season of Dimension 20. This is a bit around you, which is fun. It's pretty fun. Did you see I was wearing a mock neck last stream? That was Ross.
I need that money. I need that money.
Thank you so much. Hashtag yes, all men. Fuck, Burgundy World, thank you so much for that tier 1 subscription. Thank you for 65 months of support. Folks, that's a day oneer. That right there, Burgundy World, with that subscription, that's a day oneer. Been here since day one. Absolutely making me feel deeply embarrassed and making me turn redder than I do when I'm out in the sun for too long for 65 months. I am the antagonist today, yeah. No, Dutson! Dutson's now trying to get timed out. It's crazy. Leandra, did you not look fabulous on that stream? Are we getting me canceled? I haven't said anything! I haven't said anything! Oh gosh. None of this is, I haven't said anything. You're all getting me canceled. It's also crazy that all this is happening while the Mario Kart World soundtrack is playing in the background. Just like, oh boy. Anyway, Evil, I should have done this as soon as you raided in, but then the stream, everything got out of my hands. It got out of my hands. The raid leaderboard for June.
Playtime with Daddy got rough.
2026. This is your second raid for June of 2026. Putting you up there with the likes of Giraffe Pontifex, Scorponaut, Misha 2K7, Carter PJ, and Not Dying Now. Thank you for that raid. The person with the most raids at the end of the month will get VIP status next month. Scorponaut and Not Dying Now are currently vying for the lead in a 3-3 battle. And we'll see how that goes. Not taking accountability is just so typical. I missed the Apologize Redeem. This would have been perfect. This is why I got rid of the Apologize. The Apologize Redeem was funny, and it was abused. Looking forward to the Who Asked You Discord post about this game title, Final Fantasy IX, and why I left the left.
Joy is ephemeral, pain is forever.
Oh, wow.
Oh, is that a lot of damage? A lot of psychic damage. It's a lot of psychic damage to my spirit. Everyone likes getting apologized to. Who doesn't like getting apologized to? Is FF9 too woke? According to our post-Gamergate world, yes, Dutson. According to our post-Gamergate world, yeah, it is. But I'm actually really enjoying Final Fantasy IX so far. Final Fantasy IX is good. I I don't remember what her actual name is in Final Fantasy VIII because, like I said, I renamed her Tifa. So in my head, she's Tifa, even though her name begins with like an R, right? Like Renee or something. I like Garnet better than. There's no way it's Rifa. I like Garnet better than Final Fantasy VIII Tifa. Final Fantasy VIII Tifa was so weird. She was just a weird character. Renoa, thank you, Leandro. Renoa was just a weird character. I like Garnet a lot better. But I was yelling at her yesterday for not. I was yelling at her. I was like, "Don't you dare apologize to Steiner, who won't like let you like even fucking talk to a person without screaming like princess." So, you know, I hope she stays strong. Rifa is so funny. Anyway, people came over with Evil's Raid. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you enjoyed what you just saw happen to me. Evil, if you need to take any kind of a post-stream break, I know you've just been cackling since you got here. If you need to get any kind of post-stream break, if you need to go get a snack, if you need to go rest your eyes, if you need to go do anything like that, you take care of that. Appreciate you immensely. Yuna's not dressing correctly. Renault's weird. What else you got there? I never said Yuna wasn't dressing correctly. Renault was weird. And you know what? I can say that. Oh, are you kidding me? Strife or Strike or whatever the fuck the main guy in Final Fantasy VIII's name was? Stroud? No, it's something Nimbulous. It's cloud related. Squall. Squall sucked. Squall was a fucking dick. And I don't need to criticize any of the male characters, Leandro, because they're men. So by default, they're already playing at a disadvantage. Don't worry, Leandro. I'm fucking with it. I mean, fucking Zidane's grabbing people's ass. Steiner's a chud. Steiner's 100% a chud. You asked the Chaos community if they enjoy the Chaos. Kind of seems on brand. Good. Just making sure, Evil. Just making sure. Have we objectified Kuja yet? Who's Kuja? Do I know who that is and I just forgot their name or I named them something silly when I played? Oh, the primary antagonist of Final Fantasy IX, who I just met at the end of last stream. That's why I didn't remember that. That's Kuja's the guy we just met, who I gave an Italian accent to. My only comment about him was that why hot? Why is he so hot? Why those hips out? You know? To be clear, Yuna also hot. Like I said, I want her to have her Brat Summer. If they're gonna park the bit, I feel like I've run it down as far as I'm comfortable. That's it. I'm committed to the bit. If you want to end it, you end it. But I'm committed. I don't know how I'm committed to being infuriated by it. So yes, we have. Yeah. Are you asking that because you're like Kuja? Are you saying we should be objectifying Kuja? He's dressed extremely erotically. We haven't had a villain in a JRPG that we've played on stream as hot as Kuja since the villain of Tales of Phantasia, whose name I don't remember. But I remember when he was first revealed in the game, I think my exact words were, "Uh-oh, the bad guy's hot." And I had a similar reaction to Kuja. I was like, uh-oh, whoops, this guy's hot. I'm screaming. People who are walking down the sidewalk outside of my apartment building are hearing me scream about why is the hot JRPG villain's hips out? I just think that's fine. Wait a minute, Sephiroth is not hot? Because if you say that, we may have to come to fisticuffs. I never said Sephiroth's not hot. Daos, thank you, Daos. Yeah, Daos was the villain in Tales of Fantasia, right? Hello, welcome to the stream. I hope you're having a fantastic Wednesday. Yeah, he was hot. I stand by it. No, Sephiroth is also hot. Sephiroth isn't just hot. Sephiroth, every scene in the Final Fantasy VII remakes where Sephiroth is talking to Cloud, I'm like, they have made this so sexy. Okay, fine. The last joke that I felt was too far was, oh, the men are operating at a disadvantage. I guess you're saying all the other characters are. Oh, fuck. Or something that effect. I couldn't quite put it together in a way that didn't make me feel gross. If someone in your neighborhood is surprised that men are screaming about cute anime boys from the windows, they should move because they don't belong. Yeah, they're in the wrong neighborhood. You're absolutely right, Berg. Yes, no, I did see you coming in, Mama. I did see you coming in earlier, but that was just your first active chat. CG Max, I know. I can spot a hot JRPG villain when I see one. He is hot. But that's because there's so much sexual tension between Sephiroth and Cloud. It's so funny. I said this about Final Fantasy Rebirth. Final Fantasy Rebirth is the highest budget fanfic I have ever seen. And it is so horny for itself. Like, it's not it's like the Final Fantasy VII remake trilogy is so horny for Final Fantasy VII. Not necessarily for any specific character. Like, it's just like the fact that the game is being made. They're like so fucking horny for it. It's crazy. What about Seymour?
With my penis.
I gotta tell you, Leandra, I do think if I was to rank, okay, this is fun actually. Hold on, we're gonna go over here for a second. And we're gonna bring up our Mouth Institute of Design Wall of Gaming Accomplishments. I am going to go through these and I'm gonna name the top 5 sexiest villains that have been in the JRPG, that have been in like the games we play. I'll make it general, the top 5 sexiest villains, okay? I think if I was going to put my number 1, who is the number 1 sexiest, or who is the hottest villain in any of these games, Daos is my number 1. Daos is number 1, and I'm going to tentatively say Kuja is number 2. Okay? I think that's it. Daos is number 1. Kuja is tentatively number 2. But let's look through this. Okay. I mean, Hades isn't fair, so Hades isn't fair. Borderlands 3, Bloodborne, Ori, Resident Evil, Yakuza, Jedi, Resident Evil again, Titanfall, Kingdom Hearts, Metroid, Zelda, Elden Ring, Inscription, Skies of Arcadia. Skies of Arcadia did have that one hot villain lady in it, but I don't know if she's top 5. I honestly don't know, Leandra. I'm gonna tentatively say Seymour is number 5 for top 5 hottest villains. I feel like there's hotter villains in games we played on stream than Seymour. Tunic had the Fox, Donkey Kong, Catherine. Now that's uh-oh. I'm gonna make the argument that the villain of Catherine is the character that you are playing as, and he is not hot. So that's not gonna be in our top 5. Untitled Goose Game. Creative Ways, well, welcome to the stream. I hope you're having yourself a fantastic Wednesday. Thank you so much for joining us. What, Ross? I'm sure I didn't leave my desk with this up. So you just decided to not say anything. No thanks to the streaker, nothing. Cool. Oh, mama. I was kidding. Absolutely roasted. The farmer? What them keys do, though. Go for that ass. Okay. Chrono Cross had the clown, which is a no for me. I always forget the name of this game, even though I really liked it. What is the... Hold on. I'm going to have to squint. It's something like Signalis. I always forget the name of that game. I don't know why. I always forget the name of that game. I always get Signalis confused with with a different game. It doesn't matter. Trials of Mana, not really. Citizen Sleeper, Metal Gear Solid, no. Resident Evil, Devil May Cry, Eternal Darkness, Alan Wake, Subnautica, Sea of Stars, Death Stranding. Already said Tales, Legends of Mana, Chants of Sonar, Journey to the Savage Planet, Final Fantasy VIII. No, Final Fantasy VIII didn't have anybody really memorable. Chained Echoes, Nightbook, Mortuary Assistant, Sonic 3, Arceus, Link to the Past, Silent Hill 2. I didn't think Maria was that hot. Stellaris, that is the one I keep getting confused with, Mama. Yeah. I didn't think Maria was that hot in Silent Hill 2. So I don't think she makes it into the top 5. Donkey Kong Country 2, Harvestella, Blue Prince. Now here we go. Okay. Now, I don't think he's necessarily hot. But he's like, his tongue is always out, and he's got like the same level of sexual tension with Link that Sephiroth has with Cloud. So I'm going to say Girahim from Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword is in the 4 slot. What is the game before Chants of Sonar? That is Legends of Mana. Yeah, I'm going to say Girahim from Skyward Sword is in the 4th slot. So I think Girahim is a hotter villain than Seymour in Final Fantasy VIII, is what I'm going to say. Remnant 2, Stellar Blade, Raven. Seriously thinking about Raven for the 3rd slot. Donkey Kong Country 3, Twisted Metal 2, SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom, Alien Isolation. I mean, the Xenomorph is pretty hot. Metal Gear Solid 2, Breath of Fire 3, World of Horror, Abiotic Factor, Dispatch. Ooh. I didn't do a villain playthrough of, like, Dispatch, but I guess if, like, Invisigal was a villain, if I had done that playthrough, Revenge of the Savage Planet, This Bed We Made, What Remains of Edith Finch. Yeah, so I think in the number 3 slot, I'm going to put Raven. Just skipped Vagrant Story. We didn't finish it, Oolong. I guess like one of the villains in that is like absolutely wearing like chain leather, like leather daddy shit. So it's like it's doing something. Now, Dutson called me out, claiming that I was doing this to win back the crowd. I think I succeeded. It's true. I guess, like, but I don't think it's top 5, Oolong. Sorry to say. Even the characters I saw in Vagrant Story, I don't think they were top 5. It's not just about their looks, you know? It's also about their energy. Did you, though? I don't know. You're all still here, and that's what matters. That's really what matters. Okay. Whew. I'm exhausted. I've been streaming for 34 minutes. I'm exhausted. Oh, goodness. Just a reminder, there's going to be no stream on Saturday. No stream on Saturday. My parents are in town on their way back home from a long little camping road trip thing they did. So I'm not streaming that day because I'm going to be hanging out with them. Also because it's Father's Day on Sunday, and I'm going to spend the day that they're here with my parents. But I did want to say, this Saturday, June 20th, not the day June 20th, but this Saturday, the 3rd Saturday of June, is the 6-year anniversary of the Mouth Boys / the 6-year anniversary of the first time I went live on Twitch in what has been this era of me streaming on Twitch. So this Saturday is the 6-year anniversary of the day that I went live streaming The Last of Us Part 2 for a playthrough of that game for me, Adam, and Jasper, which was the start of this journey that has brought us here today to me getting absolutely roasted. I saw that, Ivory. Yeah, I saw you wanted a coffee this morning, but your Keurig broke, which really sucks. But you said you have a full tea set set up in your room, which I'm like, that's a pretty dope alternative if you needed an alternative. I need to get you to play East 10 to see if the list changes. Is the villain in East 10 hot? Should I not look up the villain in East 10? What a way to start. What a way to start, Evil. Exactly what I want out of a Wednesday. Which of those games would you permanently delete from existence if you had to choose one? Oh my gosh. Wiz, welcome to the stream. I hope you're having yourself a fantastic Wednesday. Catherine wasn't on the list. Do you mean, Wiz, do you mean the list of the 5 games with the hottest villains? Or the hot villains from games? Or did you mean if I had to permanently delete from existence one of the games that I played on my wall of gaming accomplishment? No, unfortunately, we won't be doing a 6-year anniversary stream because I have canceled stream on that Saturday, but it just marked the day. How dare you know that I'm here? How dare you knowing that I'm here? From the wall of gaming itself? Okay, so that's interesting. Let's go back over there. Let's go back over here. Which game from here would I completely delete from existence? In other words, what is the word? I mean, it's not on here, so it doesn't answer your question, but the Jet Set Radio game I played, if I had to permanently delete one game from this list, it'd be Nightbook. It would be Nightbook for sure, Wiz. And Zion will be very upset to hear that, but if it was one game that I would permanently delete from existence, it would be Nightbook for sure. It's more than just looks, but that you love them so much. They've literally been your tablet background since you played. Wow, okay, all right. I didn't beat Vagrant Story, and that one's on here. I also didn't beat Jet Set Radio, which I should add to this. I should add Jet Set Radio and also show that it was a DNF game, because it's the only other DNF game we ever did, Shep. I should add that in here. That's crazy. I've only been streaming for like 3.5 months. 6 years sounds like so far in the future. Lol. Yeah, 6 years ago, 2020, COVID lockdown. First stream. Got some classics on there. And yeah, a lot of, when people, it started out that the games I was playing were quote unquote punishment games. People were picking games for me to play on stream that like were either old or hard or were meant as a kind of punishment. But a lot of the time it was just people getting me to play games that they really loved that were, classics, games from their own history that I had never played before. All of these I played for the very, very first time ever on stream. You've never heard of Nightbook? And Wiz, don't change that. Still have never heard of it. Don't hear about it from me right now. Why did you not beat Jet Set Radio? I love that game. So Shep, I don't think that I was playing the correct Jet Set Radio. There's some confusion there. I may have played the wrong Jet Set Radio. But the reason why I didn't beat Jet Set Radio was partly because I was like, I think there were 3 things. And I'm going to go in from least to most annoying part of it that made us decide to DNF it. The reason one is I hated the controls. I found the controls so difficult in Jet Set Radio. I felt like I was fighting the controls to play the game. So that's the first reason. The next reason is that the game's audio was absolutely horrendous. It was just this like constant audio explosion happening that was like really like it wasn't good. I didn't enjoy listening to the game. Again, I don't know that I was playing the right Jet Set Radio. I need to emphasize that. And the third reason, and the reason that was ultimately it, is that it was actually the visuals of the game were actually so disorienting. They were making people like Mama, for example, who were watching the game physically sick. And I felt that a bit too. Something about the visuals like gave me like vertigo. It actually killed every autistic person in the audience. That's spot on. Correct. It was just like, it was like visually and sonically, it was very devastating for people who were watching. And so it was like, I wasn't really enjoying it. And then also everybody watching it was having a really difficult time with it. I need you to know I see that monstrosity on my wall every day, and I see it when I close my eyes. Yeah, so a lot of people were having a very horrible experience watching me play it. And you want to know what version? I see, this is the thing. Somebody told me afterwards that I had been playing, it was Adam actually, I think, who told me I was playing the wrong version. Because what version do you mean when you say Jet Set Radio, Shep? When you say Jet Set Radio, do you mean the 2000s action platforming Dreamcast game? That was originally released in North America as Jet Grind Radio? Or do you mean a different Jet Set Radio? Yeah, there's some games I can't play because they make me sick, like maybe nauseous. Yeah, Gmax. Yeah, I don't normally have that experience. I'm pretty good. I've definitely played games and seen people play games and had other people tell me that games that I've played made them nauseous and made it difficult for them. Like, I've never really had that. I had it a little bit with Jet Set Radio. The one you love was Jet Set Radio Future. Yes. So, Shep, that is what Adam told me as well. Adam told me that what most people mean when they say Jet Set Radio, they mean Jet Set Radio Future that was released for the Xbox in 2002, which is a sequel to Jet Grind Radio, which is what the game was called when it was released in North America, which was the American name for Jet Set Radio, which was the game released in Japan. I played Jet Grind Radio, the original game released in 2000, not Jet Set Radio Future, which was the game that most people mean when they say Jet Set Radio. I was playing the wrong game. Oh wait, is this lore? Was the US version of Jet Set Radio on Dreamcast not the same everywhere? Yeah, today you learned. That is correct. Yeah, Jet Set, it was not called Jet Set Radio in the US when it was released on the Dreamcast. It was called Jet Grind Radio. The first game released in North America to actually be called Jet Set Radio was Jet Set Radio Future for the Xbox in 2002. It's crazy to look back and remember and think about the fact that games used to have a 2 to 3 year development cycle. And so you would get a sequel to a game you really liked, or you would get a sequel to a game that was kind of okay, but that like improved on the formula, like 2 years later. Or like, and even before that, you would get a sequel to a game a year later. And now it's like 6 to 8 years between games at least, especially in the AAA market. By the way, I'm probably just gonna be sharing every video he posts because they're all so interesting. And if you are especially interested in learning about like the history and the politics and the business side of the video game industry and of video game development, in my Discord, !Discord, you can go to the gaming news channel. And every time Jason Schreier, who works for Bloomberg, who is a really well-known gaming industry journalist, you can go and watch his newest video, which I watched before stream today. It was really, really interesting, which is kind of about the history of Xbox as a brand and as a company, and how it's been steered by different CEOs. And he put this video out because, of course, Phil Spencer has been the CEO of Xbox for a while, and he recently was replaced with, I believe her name is Sharma, who's the new CEO of Xbox. And she has said as recently as this past week that as she's like consulting and talking with people all across the Xbox sort of like landscape of various companies, various development studios, various businesses, that she is about to hit what she's calling the reset button on Xbox as a company and as a brand. So much so, and you know that this is already happening actually, because I have an Xbox Series S that I bought years ago. Me and my wife basically just use it to watch Netflix and drop out and TV shows and stuff. As of the most recent software update that went out to my Xbox like 2 or 3 days ago, when I boot up my Xbox Series S now, it no longer boots up with the Xbox Series logo, the like minimalist logo that they've had for the run of the Xbox Series X and S. That it no longer boots up with that logo. They actually changed the boot up screen to the boot up screen from the original Xbox. So they've like and this is also for the 20th anniversary, I think. I think it's like in connection with the 20th anniversary for Xbox that's happening right now. But in like keeping with this idea that she's hitting the reset button, they've literally reset the Xbox back to the original Xbox logo, which is really interesting. Drive-by Lurky for this sleepy turkey. Koodles, welcome to the stream. I hope you're having yourself a fantastic Wednesday. Thank you so much for the Drive-by Lurky. Appreciate you very much. I hope you are having a fantastic day. It's great to see you. Bet that's a good one. Xbox history is wild. It is wild, Wiz. I learned some like really interesting things about the history of the company and its practices, because it's really just about how the company has kind of like interacted with the gaming space when they lost the console wars, which is something that Phil Spencer fully said to the FCC during all of the like litigation stuff around the acquisition of Activision and Blizzard. He made the claim that Xbox lost the console war, and so that's one of the reasons why them purchasing Activision and Blizzard could not be considered a bid for a monopoly, because they had lost the console war. And at the time, I kind of like wasn't sure about that statement, but it's backed up by a lot of stuff, and Jason Schreier talks about the fact about that. So I would definitely recommend checking it out if you're all interested in that. I saw that Ninja Theory is on the chopping block. So Shep, this is one thing that I'll spoil this. He says this at the very end. This is one thing that Jason Schreier says at the very end of that video, which is that he says like you're going to see a lot of pundits, you're going to see a lot of reporters like saying that studios are getting shuttered or getting chopped or getting ended, and he said that that's not entirely true, that there are currently active negotiations happening with a lot of these studios, and so the restructuring process isn't necessarily like a full like axing of studios, shuttering of studios. There are going to be horrendous reshufflings, horrendous layoffs. Like it's going to be bad. It's going to be extremely bad, and it's going to be really hard for the people who work at Xbox and the various development studios for Xbox. There's no question about that. But as part of this negotiation process, some studios might just like spin off into new studios. Some studios might like move like actually away from Xbox and try to get deals with other publishers rather than continuing to work with Microsoft. And so like any talk right now that's about a particular development studio or a particular dev company being put on the chopping block is like language that, you know, is like a little bit dramatic, a little bit sensationalized, and for various reasons, because it is very, very bad. But one thing that he says is that like, if you hear that a particular development studio is on the chopping block, we still have to wait and see what happens, because it doesn't mean that studio is going to get shuttered, or even that those employees are necessarily all going to be laid off, because they might like get spun out into like a new development studio with a new name, but that like has many of the same people. It's just all very confusing, because there are going to be huge, devastating layoffs at Microsoft's Xbox branch. One thing that I found particularly interesting about it was that he talks about some of the internal politics at Microsoft, and how the internal politics of Microsoft has actually created tons of issues for Xbox over the years. And I said it's the 20th anniversary of the Xbox. It's actually, sorry, it's 25 years, as Dustin has just pointed out. The Xbox was 2001, which is the 25-year anniversary of the Xbox. But yeah, the PlayStation is older than Xbox. When the PlayStation 1 came out, it was competing with like Dreamcast, and it was competing with Sega, Atari. The PS2 came out earlier than the Xbox. Yeah, the PS2 came out before the original Xbox. Anyway, it's just a really cool video, and I recommend watching it if you're just interested to know about kind of the context of what is currently happening with Xbox. And like why Xbox is making some of the decisions that it's making. Like, for example, like why, I gotta look up her name and make sure I'm saying her name correctly. Asha Sharma. Okay, yeah, I was saying her name right, Sharma. It's just really interesting because it gives some context to a lot of the decisions we're already seeing Sharma kind of telegraph that she's going to make, such as, for example, the fact that Xbox has pivoted weirdly, some might say, and very suddenly back to exclusives. Why they announced, for example, that why they announced like triumphantly that Gears of War E-Day is going to be an Xbox exclusive, especially when Xbox hasn't done exclusives since 2014. Yeah, just very, very interesting. Yeah, I think November 2000 sounds right to me. No, much earlier. It was first released March of 2000 in North America, and then it wasn't released until October and November in Europe. Oh, sorry, I have this wrong. This is written in a weird way. It was released in March 2000 in Japan, October 2000 in North America, November 2000 in Europe and Australia. So it wasn't released in North America until late 2000. When did Final Fantasy IX come out by comparison? Final Fantasy IX came out in 2000 in July, and it released for the PS1. Not the PS2, which was out at that point. It was really unexpected and interesting. I know it was pissed at that announcement, but apparently it's still coming to PC. It was a very confusing way to announce it. Right, friendo, almost 7 p.m. I'm gonna grab some food while we'll lurk. Appreciate it, Evil. Thank you again for the raid. Appreciate you very much. Thank you for bringing your community of cool folks over here. I hope they enjoyed the chaos very, very much. Shep, that is so fucking confusing. And see, okay, I don't want to spoil the Jason Schreier video, but like one of the things that he talks about is that like one of the problems that Xbox and like Microsoft and like the development studios under Microsoft have been struggling with is that like there's a lot of contradictory information coming out. Like they're like, one of the things that caused the Xbox One to do so terribly was that like literally different people at Xbox were saying different things to reporters at different times. And one of the problems that is happening currently is that in this current landscape where like Asha Sharma is saying that Xbox wasn't making enough, like all the games weren't making enough money, they weren't making enough money, they weren't doing well enough, they weren't producing enough profit, like, and all of this sort of stuff. Like all of these dev studios, like games like South of Midnight and stuff that like, you know, didn't do like super well in terms of numbers that like Sharma is saying that they needed to have done, is kind of all of these development studios being punished for doing what they were told to do. Because under Phil Spencer, all of those development studios were told to make games that would enhance the Xbox Game Pass brand, not necessarily games that were going to make a ton of money. So like when they were given their priorities, where they were like they were told take risks, make games that are like creative, sort of like explorations, make games that are going to enhance the brand by being unique, interesting, and like kind of risk taking. And now what's happening is that after they've been told to do that, and after they made these games, they're being told, actually what you should have been doing is making games that could make the most amount of money for the company, which is not what they were told to do. And now they're going to be seeing like massive restructuring, massive layoffs, and like a really like volatile work environment for the foreseeable future for something they weren't told to do. So they're being punished for doing exactly what they were told to do, you know, like 6-8 years ago, which really sucks. But part of that is the fact that like there are these contradictory things happening at Microsoft and in Xbox. Like they're like the development studios are getting different like in priorities and different incentives and different orders from different sides of Microsoft. And the thing that was really bad for Xbox in the past has been their inability to have a singular, clear vision about what it is that an Xbox is. Like, what is Xbox? Like, what is this brand? What is this company? What is this product? What are these, like, what are people getting when they purchase an Xbox? And it really doesn't seem like they have figured that shit out, that like the internal politics that's been creating this problem for such a long time at Xbox, it really doesn't feel like that's solved, given, Shep, that you are telling me that when Asha Sharma came on at the beginning of the Xbox showcase and said with like definitively, we are making a return to exclusives for Xbox, starting with Gears of War E-Day and Clockwork Revolution, that she said they will be Xbox exclusives, that they then turned around and were like, that will also be released on PC. Like, I don't think going to exclusives is a good idea. I am of the opinion that exclusives are dumb. That exclusives are like, exclusives, PlayStation's doing the same thing, and I just don't get it. But like, I'm not a business person. So like, maybe someone could explain to me why exclusives are a good idea. I truly don't see it. I don't see how cutting off people who don't have your console from buying your games ends up making you money. But anyway, Xbox needs to fucking figure their shit out. Because they also, I remember, now that you say that shit, I remember, I think maybe GameSpot sat down with an Xbox executive, and they even said in their article that they posted about it that they were confused after the interview because it was someone other than Asha Sharma that they were interviewing, a different exec, and they asked about the exclusivity. And the Xbox exec's response to the exclusivity thing was that games are going to be moving to be exclusive at Xbox, but if we promised the game was going to be released on other platforms, it still will release on those platforms because we don't want to break a promise. Which the article basically ends with them being like, so then they're not exclusive. Like, you can't just say the word exclusive. Like, it doesn't have any meaning if it isn't what it means. I'm glad you're enjoying the chaos, G-Max. We've really pivoted. We're all over the place in terms of conversation here at the start of the stream. Xbox is a DVD player, PlayStation is a gaming console. Not only are they coming to PC, it's releasing on the same day. Imagine telling people a game will cost $760 instead of $60. Yeah, exactly, Shep. It doesn't make sense to me. Switch 2 is a Pocopia machine. It's a console exclusive, and maybe buy an entire console just to play it. Now, here's the thing. I will say this. I think Xbox and PlayStation long for the formula that Nintendo has, because Nintendo does have exclusives, and I understand why Nintendo has exclusives. The way that Nintendo wields their brand works with an exclusive model business. Do I think that like it would be better if Nintendo didn't do exclusives and you could get like fucking like Donkey Kong Country, like or Donkey Kong Bonanza on the PlayStation? Do I think that would probably be better for gamers? Yes. But Nintendo at least has a structure where the way in which they've modeled and wielded their brand works for them. I understand it even if I don't agree with it. Again, like I blanketly don't agree with the idea of exclusives. Xbox and PlayStation do not have this. They do not have that same brand power to do that. But they seemingly want to try to build that. They want to like achieve that kind of brand power over time. But they don't have it presently. And it really feels like shooting themselves in the foot today so that they can have a bionic foot in like 20 years for them to try to pivot into exclusivity now. But again, I'm not a business person. This is just my take on it. but it is absolutely confusing messaging for consumers to be like, this is an exclusive that we're releasing on multiple platforms. Like, it's not an exclusive then. Words mean things. If I get a Switch 2, it'll be specifically for Orbitals. Orbitals does look fun, Chef. I kind of want to play that with my wife. I do have to head out, unfortunately, get ready for my own stream. I'll be back again soon. No worries, G-Max. It was great to meet you. I hope we get to see you again very soon. You never even got to see me play Final Fantasy IX today because we've been yapping, but have yourself a fantastic rest of your day. I hope your stream goes well. Is the Steam Cube the console to end the console wars? So, no one... That is an interesting question, and I'm going to put it to you this way. I actually think this factors into the conversation that I'm having, and we're about to hit an ad break, but I'm going to talk into the ad break about this. I think the Steam machine is part of the reason why Sony is pivoting towards exclusives. And I think that the Steam Cube might be influencing Xbox, but honestly, they need to figure their shit out, and I don't know what's going on. I think that the Steam machine is a big reason why PlayStation might be pivoting towards exclusives again. For real? Because I think Sony was fine with releasing their games on PC, on Steam, when they were reaching PC gamers. People with a fucking huge desk setup, because they were like, the PlayStation will still be reaching people who own PCs, who want an option to play these games in their living room. And then people will make a decision one way or another. With the Steam machine now trying to cut into the console market and say, like, I'm your living room console with access to everything you can get on Steam, I think Sony's like, yeah, then we're in competition with the Steam machine. Suddenly we're in competition with Steam now, and we want to pull our games back to being exclusive to our console because we want people to choose, am I going to buy a PS5 or am I going to buy a Steam machine? And because they don't believe that they don't believe that they will continue to see sales numbers that work for them if those things are in competition. They're like, if we're releasing all of our games on Steam and people can play them on their Steam machine, then they're not incentivized to buy a PS5 if they want them in their living room. So it's this weird thing where I literally said that, like, I literally feel like it's Sony responding to their games moving from your office/desk to your living room with the Steam machine is a threat to their business model, which is crazy. And I'm so sorry, no one, that I was on a roll. I had to say it, but I can repeat it, no one, when we get out of the ad break. Please let no one know that I'm going to repeat it when we get out of the ad break. I'm sorry, I was about to dip and then I heard warning incoming game and the nostalgia hit me like a Mack truck. Yeah, G-Max. The reboot nostalgia. I wholeheartedly agree. I think the Steam machine absolutely pushed Sony to do that. LOL! He will repeat! In fact, I'm gonna go get water during this ad break, folks. Please continue to enjoy the Mario Kart World soundtrack, and I'll be right back. I'm just gonna go fill up my water. And I repeat myself for Noah. I'm back. So I'm playing, as you can tell, I'm experimenting today to see what happens if I use Nintendo Music, which now is available on your browser. I'm testing out today to see what's going to happen to this VOD. If this VOD, like what's going to happen to this VOD on Twitch and on YouTube. With this music to see if it'll get flagged or not. We'll see. I'm interested to find out. Okay, no one. I left you on the cliffhanger. It's to keep. I did it intentionally to keep you through the ad break. No, I'm just gonna say this. So, in response to your question, is the Steam Cube the console to end the console wars? My answer is no. My answer to your question there is no. I don't believe it is. In fact, if anything, I think the Steam machine is kind of like reigniting them. So one thing I think, I didn't say this during the ad break, but I'm going to say this now just to add this onto it. One thing that we need to like think about one thing that I think we should keep in mind when we're talking about the console wars is that the plural is on wars, right? It's not on consoles. It's not the consoles war. There have been multiple console wars, right? And they've been won at different periods of time, right? The last console war ended in like 2014 when the Xbox One with Kinect failed. And that was around the time that like the Wii and the Wii U were being released. In that moment, Sony won the console war. That console war. That which you could argue is the second or third, depending on when you kind of define consoles as coming into existence. So they won that one. And we've been kind of in a Cold War since, right? Like Nintendo has like come back from having lost that with the Wii and the Wii U, and like they kind of like broke into and pioneered the handheld market, like bringing it into a new level. And now like the Switch 2 is doing very, very well, and like they're doing well where they are at it. They're not really challenging Sony for supremacy by any means, but they are existing in a space that they feel good about, and that you know, they kind of have one of the better options when you think about it when it comes to various handheld devices. The Steam Deck maybe being the only thing up until recently that was like a comparative thing price-wise and options-wise. Xbox has been out of the console war since 2014. Yeah, that's why I'm saying it's like a Cold War, no one, right? Like there've been like proxy battles, but it hasn't been a full-fledged war. I don't know that the Steam machine is going to reignite the console war, but what I said during the ad break, no one, was that I think the fact that the Steam machine is being released is a big reason why. It's certainly a reason why Sony has announced that they are returning to doing console exclusives. I think that is in direct response to the Steam machine. I also said Xbox returning to exclusives might also be because of that, but also Xbox returning to exclusives is an absolute mess, and they need to figure their shit out, and I don't know what they're doing. But Sony is 100%, in my opinion, making a shift back to console exclusives because of the Steam machine. I think Sony was totally fine with releasing their games on Steam, on PC, like 6 to 8 months after it's released on the PlayStation, knowing that they were reaching people whose main gaming setup is their desk, their office, with this kind of like, you know, office space, desk space, PC setup. They were totally fine reaching people there, was reaching people, and it was getting them more money. And they weren't worried about it because they knew that in that ecosystem, the PlayStation 5 still existed as a viable option for people who wanted the opportunity to play video games in their living room, on their TVs. So they knew that they weren't really competing with Steam in that way, right? Because they were like, PCs are super expensive to make. They're way more expensive than a PlayStation. They're set up in a specific area. We will reach those people who want it, but that's not actually cutting into our PS5 market all that much, because people who own, you know, $3,000 PCs for gaming might also be buying PlayStations if they want the option to play in their living rooms, right? The Steam machine, though, fundamentally changes that. I think Sony's returning to exclusivity because now the Steam machine is directly targeting Sony's claim to real estate in your living room. So the ability to move your Steam library from your office desk and your 3000 PC to a much more affordable and portable living room setup is a direct threat to PlayStation's like market, right? Like they are targeting the living room, which the Steam machine is now going for, and the Steam machine was promising to be very affordable. So they were like, well, we're going to stop releasing our games on Steam because we don't want people to be like, well, why would I buy a PlayStation if in 8 to 9 months I can get Marvel Wolverine on my Steam machine and play it on my couch in my living room? So Sony's like, nope, we're pulling back exclusives because now you're competing with us in the living room, because that's where we have been, and now we are in competition with you there. Now, is that going to spark a full-blown console war? I don't think so, because nobody can fucking afford to do that right now. Because the fucking AI data center chip shortage and RAM shortage and GPU shortage and every fucking thing shortage, like, a console war is expensive. And right now, every tech company is fucking floundering to try to not hemorrhage money from a dozen leaks. So I don't think this will end up, because nobody can afford to fight a console war for our living room right now. But that's my thought. Steam Machine will be backed by people who wave the black flag. You can play Switch exclusives on the Steam Deck. Consumers may get frustrated with exclusives and buy a Steam Deck as their only console. Yeah, all of this stuff is very potential, but like no one, like that all seems like that's a potential console war, we could say, that might erupt, except that now the Steam Deck costs $2,000. Like 3 weeks ago, I was thinking of getting a Steam Deck because it was $670 for the 512 gigabyte OLED version. And then when they came back in stock, they went up in price to now over $1,000. If you get the 1 terabyte Steam Deck in Canada, it's almost $2,000. And so that's just never going to be a competition, right? In that marketplace, the Switch 2 is way cheaper than a Steam Deck. Way cheaper. And you still get the portability. So it's just such a strange, confusing landscape right now for video games, and particularly for hardware. No one's really quite sure what's happening with hardware. The handheld hardware market is also just like weirdly oversaturated with different handheld PC gaming devices. None of them are like, only a few of them are really able to make their like mark and find their place in it, but it's all just kind of like everyone fighting over a very small piece of the pie that is still mostly owned by Nintendo at this point. And so it's like a very confusing space. So I think if that hadn't happened out of necessity for Valve, and if the Steam Machine, I mean, we don't know how much the Steam Machine is going to be, but it's not looking good. Like, I think if it had launched at their originally intended MRSP of 600 USD, which was what they were aiming for the Steam Machine to come out as, was $600 USD. I think if they've been able to keep that, we could have seen a potential console war ignite as people are like vying over like, well, how do I choose between a PlayStation and a Steam Machine? Like if I want these things that are only going to be available from PlayStation and everything, and especially with the PS6 on the horizon, and we don't know what that's going to look like. But I think that like, I don't think it's likely that the Steam Machine is going to be able to do that. It just simply isn't going to be able to launch at that kind of market value, at that kind of price. And so I don't think that it's going to create I don't think it's going to end anything, and I don't think it's going to start anything. I think we're just going to still be in this like really messed up, constantly fluctuating, constantly precarious position where all of these companies don't really know what to do because the situation is so crazy. And I don't think we're on the verge of like a bubble burst or an industry crash, but we are like looking at a space where it's like nobody really knows what's going on and what's going to happen. And so, and there's a lot of anxiety right now in the video game industry around hardware, right? So. Here I was saying in Fickle's chat that to play Pokopio I'd have to spend $902 Canadian. Like, no, it's all too goddamn expensive. It is all really, really expensive, right? Like the Switch is going up in price in September a little bit. Not a lot. Like it's still going to be cheaper than a Steam Deck, but it's all becoming too expensive, right? Like hardware is becoming too expensive for a bunch of reasons, right? Like I truly don't like, perhaps. Like, listen, these are all massive corporations who want every dollar they can get from you. There's no question. But one thing about trying to get as many dollars from people as possible is that the people have to have enough dollars. And if you want people to buy your console and commit to years of buying video games for that console, the console has to be affordable. Like, it's not in the interest of any of these companies for their hardware to be this expensive. It just isn't. Like it's not like they have to set that price because if they're manufacturing it, they need to make their money back, whatever, blah, 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 business, capitalism. Like, believe me, I'm there. But like, it's not in their interest. Like nobody, this is the thing. I honestly believe this to be true for the most part, not for good reasons, but just for like practical business reasons. Sony, Xbox, Valve, Nintendo. None of them want their hardware to be this expensive. They don't. Because they know that people aren't going to buy it if it's this expensive. They know they're going to see reduced numbers in purchases. Right? So, yeah. Because it's an entertainment device, it's a luxury device. It's not food, it's not gas. It's not people people are gonna pay what they have to pay because they have to eat when it comes to the Nintendo Switch 2 or to the PlayStation 5. Like, people are more likely to spend their money on disposable stuff if they have that money and that stuff is affordable, right? And so Sony makes more money off of selling 1,000 PS5s for $600 each. They make way more money that way than they make off of selling 250 PlayStation 5s at $900 each. You know what I mean? So like, they don't want this, right? Like it just doesn't work and it doesn't make sense. And they know that, but like, apparently data centers need to be built. So it's funny you say that, Dutton, because both, oh fuck, what was it called? Google's one begins with an S. I wanted to say Stella. It's not Stella. It's funny you say that though, because like Xbox tried to do that. Stadia, thank you. Xbox tried to do that back in with the Xbox One, and Stadia tried to do that. And I guess Nvidia also has tried to do that, and none of them have actually seen massive success. Right? Like, proprietary closed-wall cloud gaming systems don't work. That's not what gamers want. Like, it's not what people who are buying these things, it turns out, want. And so those, like, that's why Xbox is like turning away from this, and like, it's complicated and it's crazy and it's wild. And it somehow is more complicated, more crazy, and more wild than the plot of Final Fantasy IX is. It's more complicated than the plot of a Final Fantasy game. Did you like that? Did you enjoy how I transitioned there flawlessly into Final Fantasy IX? Did you enjoy that? Did you get an awesome controller out of it? You only use Stadia controllers? I didn't know that they released their own controller. Shep, that's news to me. That is news to me. That was a valiant attempt. The Stadia controller is pretty solid if I recall it. Leandra, I needed to look at this more closely. Not sure about that transition, but hey, I got us here. What a segue. We have a real professional here. You have 5 of the Stadia controllers. I'm gonna probably actually do my first ever Who Asked You for a piece of hardware soon. I've already talked on stream about the Steam controller, which I think is, like, in the time that I've used it, one of the best controllers I've ever used. I'm a huge fan of the Steam controller. But remember I told you guys that I ordered the MOBA Pad Pro Joy-Cons. You can see them right here on my Switch 2. The MOBA Pad Pro Joy-Cons. I got these at the beginning of this week. On Monday, I started using them. And I'm going to be testing them out on a bunch of different games on the Switch 2. And I am probably going to do a Who Asked You, just talking about these controllers, like, as sort of like, if you like, what they kind of bring if you're looking for replacement Joy-Cons, and what I kind of think of them. Had to stock up. The way I'm so tempted to fire up another completely different conversation again just to keep it going. Mama, you could do it. Although you're now doing it for me. You can, Mama. Keep the conversation going. What's the harm? Who did you have to murder to get one of those? One of the Steam controllers, Shep? I just managed to pre-order it on the day that it went live. I wasn't even like, I wasn't even paying attention to the Steam controller. Like I started paying attention to the Steam controller like 3 days before the day you could pre-order it. And I just like went on the website. I only had to refresh a few times, got it in my cart, ordered it. It was super easy. And then I found out that like it's sold out and like not everybody who wanted to get one was getting one. And I was like, huh, like I truly like kind of just like bumbled into it. Like I was like walking down the street on my way to go somewhere else and just happened to like pick up a Steam controller. But yeah, I'm gonna probably release something about the MOBA pad controllers after I've had a chance to play them on a few different games. Huh, what a life Ross lives.
Like underscore no underscore one underscore ever underscore was has a question for you. What is the best console that has ever released and why?
Whoa. Birds chirp and then C parts with this man here. I just got very, very lucky, Chef. I just get very, very lucky. That's all it is. Wow, no one. That is a really interesting question. I think, okay, let me ask you if you have any particular thing in mind here, no one. When you say, what is the best console that has ever released and why? Do you mean in terms of, I'm gonna ask because I think for me, there are 3 possible ways to answer that question, and I wanna know if you have a particular preference for any one of them. There's the best console that's ever released on the basis of games, like the library of games available to it. There is on the basis of the hardware, and then there is on the basis of the impact and influence on gaming, like overall. And do you have a particular one of those 3 in mind that you would like me to give my answer for? Great question. Next question. I was meaning to prolong gameplay, but it's on now. Yeah, I already got it there. Purely subjective, there are many classifications of best, so choose the best of the best. Okay. I think if I was going to say, okay, yeah, because there are different answers in different contexts. Hang on, we might be about to get a cutscene here. Dark City of Trino, or Treno. Princess, this is Trino, the city of nobles. We need to find out which noble has the super soft. There are many nobles living here, they're not so long. It's a great place for thieves. People like you turn this city into a slum. Well, let's steal the super soft and get this over with. Steal? How dare you? Do you think I'd let you commit a crime before my very eyes? How else will we get the super soft? Quiet! I will not allow such disgraceful behavior. I never asked you to come along. Quit complaining. Don't you talk back to me, first of all. Uh-oh. Do not interrupt me while I'm talking. Look behind you. What? Princess, I urge you not to. Princess! No, not again. Never have I dealt with such hardship in my 18 years of service. This is all because of you and your scoundrel friends. God, an Alexandrian knight must not let such a frivolous matter get to him. I must find the princess. Fuck me, dude. All right, hang on. I'm gonna answer this question from Noah real quick. GameCube for Mama. But we all know it's actually the Dream Class because C-Man. C-Man is something you have to see to believe. Steiner's complete refusal to not basically dead name dagger, not goddamn stop. I mean, this isn't the same, okay? He's just refusing to like use her cover identity, which is constantly putting her in danger by like publicly announcing her title while she's believed to be kidnapped but wants to be away. She hasn't like transitioned. Like it's a moniker, it's a secret identity, but like I don't, it's not the same thing. Okay, so I think in terms of sheer volume of games, the best video game console ever was the PS2. In terms of the sheer library of games. Now, were all of those games great? Well, no, of course. But the PS2 just had, like, I think in terms of like the amount of games that you could play, enormous, absolutely enormous. So I think that that's the best console in that respect. In terms of hardware, see, okay, I think in terms of like hardware that has had a major impact on, if we're not counting the first home consoles, if we're not counting like the very, very first home consoles that made home consoles possible, which was obviously a huge hardware leap, I'm gonna make the case that the original Switch was a pretty massive hardware thing. Not in terms of like graphic fidelity or FPS or like the hardware in it, but the Switch is kind of like the earliest, like it's kind of the breakthrough into, now we see this like absolute saturation of handheld gaming consoles, something offering console level experience in a handheld. So I'm going to say the Switch for hardware. In terms of like the best games, the very, very best games that have come out, I think the PS4 had a really, really strong catalog of really strong games over its lifetime. So I would say the PS4 is probably one of the best consoles for that, for sure. Yeah. And I think in terms of like the longest cultural shelf life, I think maybe the Super Nintendo was one of the best consoles for shelf life. In terms of like the most nostalgia, is the Nintendo 64. I don't think any console has quite produced the level of nostalgia that people have for the Nintendo 64. You could talk into a microphone to the characters in the game Seaman? Jesus Christ. I had a bad experience with the PS2, the little laser arm that would read the discs malfunction and ruin multiple games. Oh, that sucks, no one. That fucking sucks. I've seen a picture of a weird fisherman. That was enough. Is the Switch a proper console, though? Darren, welcome to the stream. I hope you're having yourself a fantastic Wednesday. I would make an argument that it is, Darren. I would make an argument that it is for... There's kind of two reasons that immediately pop into my head why I would make an argument that the Switch is a proper console. The first being that that's what Nintendo says it is, right? Like, that's what Nintendo presented it as. Nintendo presented it as their flagship console, right? And so on some level, that's, you know, they're saying that, right? It's not just like, you know, the next Nintendo DS or Nintendo 3DS, right? Like, it is emerging, right? Like, they kind of merged their console hardware with the idea of their portability to bring it into one ecosystem rather than splitting their consumers across two devices. But they do refer to it as their console, and it was their flagship console for 8 years. So that's reason one. Actually, I have three reasons. Reason two is that it is set up to use in your living room with your TV, right? Which is what a console is. A console is just hardware that you plug into a television to be able to play video games in your living room, right? Like, on some sense, that's what a console is. So I would make the argument that the Switch absolutely fulfills that criteria, and so it's a console. And the third reason I would say is a console is because it got video games. It got tons of video games over its 8-year kind of like, while it was the 8 years that it was the flagship, that were games that you would only see on a Nintendo console, right? So the games you were the games that were coming out for the Nintendo DS, not console games, right? They were just handheld, like, device games. The Switch absolutely was getting console grade AAA video games in it, despite its hardware limitations compared to other things, obviously, right? Like, it had a significant hardware limitation compared to the PS4, and then certainly compared to the PS5 and everything there. But yeah, I would definitely make the argument that it is a console, Darren, but a very good question. Great job, everybody. FF9 be damned. We are winning. I can do two things. Come back here. Was that a pickpocket? Oh, was that a pickpocket? Hey, my money's gone. Dagger lost 1,000 gil. No! God dang it. What are you doing here, Sir Nat? Oh, do you like the scenery? Isn't it beautiful? Looks splendid, but isn't it dangerous around here? Holly, welcome to the stream. I hope you're having yourself a fantastic Wednesday. Thanks so much for joining us. You could argue that Game Boy, etc. are still handheld consoles. Yeah, I mean, they're handheld. They are. That's what they were called. They were handheld consoles. I'm just, if we're making a distinction here between console, like a PlayStation, and handheld console, like a DS, I would say that the Switch is much closer to a PlayStation than it is to a DS. Okay, well, I know Garnet went this way, and Steiner would go after Garnet. Pursuit. But this is just my opinion. Like, you know, I don't. Hi, Pudger. What do you think of my opinion? I think you can argue. There's an argument to be made, but I feel like I got plenty to back up my stance. That was too easy. Huh? Dang it. Which way did he go? I can't believe I got pickpocketed. No, you went the wrong way. Wow, I couldn't see her well in the dark before. She's a real cutie. Good girls shouldn't be walking around alone at night. All right, you fucking rape culture bastard. Time for me to get ready and move on to a new city. Where did he go? Confusion. This is not a very nice city. Better find Super Soft fast and get back to Alexandria. Maybe not this way. Yeah, I won't find the Super Soft over there. Oh. Excuse me? Have you heard of a thing called Super Soft? Oh, my wife? She died 3 years ago. No, I'm looking for an item that cures all petrification. Oh, really? I'm doing fine, but thanks for asking. I may be old, but I'm still healthy. Thank you very much. You're still young, don't give up. Good luck. You hate that as an argument. What I said, Mama, or what Dutson said about how this game is showing. Yeah. I mean, yeah, like I don't subscribe to the your grandfather can't be racist argument, but I also don't think that that's the argument Dustin's making. It's just that, yeah, some people were just way too comfortable. Well, I mean, culture was full of this right out in the open in the 2000s. And it is, yeah, a disgusting thing that rears its ugly face. No, for sure, Mama. No, I get what you mean, right? Like that argument, when people are actually making that argument, when people actually make the argument, oh, you can't judge it by our standards now because it was like that then. Well, it's especially because it's like in 2001, people were saying that this was fucking awful. Like we didn't come, like it is a fabrication of, among other things, Gamergate, and you know, the anti-woke shit of the 21st century. The idea that people weren't saying that shit was terrible then too, because they were. Oh, this must be an auction house. Maybe I can find this Super Soft here. Oh, it is a hot villain. Is it safe to assume every cell phone made after 2020 is also a game console? You can project to your TV in the living room and portably play games. My distinction, the distinction I'm making here is about what is the primary purpose of the device, right? What is its function? What is the primary purpose of the device? And what is it marketed as? If Samsung put out a cell phone that they put out and said was their gaming console, and its primary function was to play video games, and it just also did phone calls, I might, you know, be convinced to say, yeah, that's Samsung's gaming console. But when Samsung puts out a cell phone, they're selling you a smartphone. And like, it has this like suite of usages that it can also do all of these other things. My phone's primary use is to play games. Yeah, and tons of people do use their phones to play game. Mobile gaming is a huge thing. But like, we don't use the language of console, right? Like, console refers to a specific kind of setup of a device, right? And I don't think that phones aren't marketed as consoles. Like, that's so I would argue they're not consoles. Because Samsung doesn't want you to think of their smartphone as a console. They want you to think of your smartphone as something that can play lots of games, sure, but it's not being sold as that kind of hardware. This card game stadium is a gathering place for nobles. What do you need to know about the card game? I don't care. I'm not gonna play the card game. I'm guessing Garnet went this way. I gotta get to the, yeah, here we go. Ambition. Phone calls are just an inconvenience. I mean, that, Darren, is 100% true. I never use my phone for, but a phone is first and foremost a communication device, right? It's a device intended for communication in various forms. One of the forms of communication that it allows you to do is the various communication aspects that are available through gaming. It's why mobile games have very different designs than console games and stuff, right? So that's just the argument I would make. I'm just, you know, again, like, I totally see where you guys are coming from. This is just my thoughts on it. You know, I don't really play a lot of games on my phone these days. I used to a lot more than I do now. I play like 3 idle games, Pokemon Pocket Card, whatever, before bed. Xbox primary function is playing games, but as you said, it's only a DVD player. Mine, yeah, my Xbox Series S I only use as basically a DVD player for all my various streaming services. No one, but that's because I am currently boycotting all Microsoft and Xbox services, right? I originally got it for Game Pass, and I was playing tons of stuff on it. Like, my Xbox being just a DVD player is more about my boycott of Microsoft services than it is about it as a console. Well, Darren, one thing that I've actually been looking at is getting those like attachable like controllers that you have a full like controller setup with your phone in the middle, like you attach it through USB. I've been looking at potentially getting that so that I can then use, what's the service called? It's that thing where you can play your Steam library on your phone. So I've been trying to like take the steps to like make my phone potentially, I've decided not to do it, but I was for a minute there thinking about trying to take the steps to like emphasize the game aspect of my phone, in which case I still don't think I would make the argument that then my phone is a gaming console at that point, especially because I think you're mostly streaming from your actual like console or your PC at that point. PC's not being a console, PC's being different again. But yeah, like, it probably is a thing. Like, the thing is that they definitely do. There was a Nokia device released around the same time as the Game Boy Advance, where the idea was that it looked like a Game Boy Advance, but it was also a phone. Listen carefully, Mario. This city used to be called the City of Nobles. It's a lie. It's me, Mario! The nobles push us around, right, disease? That's right. They hogged all the waterfront property and forced us up onto the hills. They exploited us to make their money, right, disease? Right, but we can't just sit here and complain, or we'll end up spending the rest of our lives in this miserable place. Power to the people, right, disease? That's right. Power to the people. We'll never go hungry once we become nobles. Follow me, Mario. She was almost a Marxist revolutionary there, right up until she was like, we just want to replace the nobles. What's this world coming to? For the record, I don't think a phone is made for games, just asking out of curiosity. No, Darren, I think great questions. I think like good questions, right? Like, how do we define the distinction between these pieces of hardware? And like, could you make the argument that a phone is a console? Great questions. If you did like kind of think that they were and were making that argument, I also think that would be cool, right? I used to gamble up a storm at the card stadium when I was young. Ah, see, there we go. ROG brand made gaming phones. Now, see, that would be a thing where I'm like, okay, they are, but interestingly, gaming phones, right? Why did you have to pay 5,000 gil to buy junk like that? Princess! Thank goodness I found you. I was worried. How can I find the super soft when I keep having to listen to your complaints? Oh, fucking give it to him, Dagger. Such harsh words. I don't think it's here anyway. Where's Marcus? I do not know. Maybe Marcus found it already? Are you coming? I'm going with or without you. I shall follow you, princess. I've seen him before. Oh, she'd seen Kuja before. I want Garnet to roundhouse kick Steiner in the face so bad for his just absolute categorical refusal to stop calling her by the title, that if people hear him and believe him, will put her in danger. Ooh, okay, well, I kind of want to buy these while I'm here, even though I don't have these characters with me right now. That was a really expensive one. Okay, I need to sell. I need to know what stuff I can safely sell. Hang on, I need to go through my inventory and do like an actual like, take stock of what I can actually get rid of. Currently I'm wearing a linen cuirass, working on that. So, but because I don't have everybody here, I don't know what I can safely sell. I use the arrange function. I have not. But then I can arrange them manually based on whether or not I still need them or not. Oh, that's great. Hi, Pudger. Hello, you handsome boy. Are you also trying to make me not do gameplay? Are you also trying to sabotage my stream by making me not able to do gameplay? Well, Pudger, if you're going to do that, you have to get a place where people can see you. Thank you for that suggestion, Darren. That's very good. I could have used one of my die-hard Pokemon Go playing days with a gaming phone. Oh my god, yeah, that'd be great. The ROG phone must not have done well because they have a Steam Deck clone that's very similar, but I hear it runs on a Microsoft OS and is mostly geared towards Xbox games, yeah. Okay, gotta work and lurk. Sorry for playing Devil's Advocate and poking at you, but I like to hear your opinions. Oh, no, not at all. Those were great questions. Like, I think it allowed me to say some, hopefully, stuff that was interesting, and like, if you liked, you know, not at all. I didn't feel poked at all. I didn't feel poked at all. I think that those kinds of questions, like, you know, if the intention is just to like, well, how do we explore this aspect of this thing? Look at this cat butthole. Look directly into the cat butthole, because that's what Pudge wants you to do. Pudger, I could get banned from Twitch for, oh, I'm sorry. I could get banned from Twitch for that. I could get banned from Twitch for you showing your butthole. No, it was way too much butt, mama. He's trying to show so much butt. Pudge, you're not gonna help raise my numbers. You think you are. You are, but you need to be, why can't you be standing here? Pudge, stand right here, facing the webcam. Do what you're doing right now. Yeah, but now turn. But turn. Oh, Pudge, why are you jumping? Why do you think I'm gonna hurt you? Pudge, stop showing them the butt. Oh my gosh, you're so hairy, buddy. You're so hairy. Look at this good boy. He wants pets so bad, and he wants to show me love, but he's like so worried that he's gonna be in trouble for being up here. Oh, he's sniffing the mic, guys. He was sniffing the mic. He was trying to get a mic. Oh, hi, buddy. Aww. You little sweetie. Look at this little sweetie. No, Pudger, don't. You're gonna... No, I need that cable. Pudger, no. Pudger, no. You're gonna make me... This is an important cable. What a good boy. He's so distracting. And he's also getting hair all fucking over me. All over my face. All right, Pudger, we're gonna continue playing. Oh. He's not just sweetie. Pudger, no. The dual identities. He's also getting hair all over my Switch. Pudger, oh my gosh, you're so handsome. You're so handsome and so sweet. Why are you trying to push that cable out? Stop! You're so handsome and so sweet, but you're trying to get that one specific cable I told you not to get. Just a little face sniff. Just a little face sniff. Hi, Pudger. You don't usually feel comfortable getting this close to me. Oh! My heart almost just exploded. He like almost floofed onto my keyboard and then he kind of lost his balance and he tried to correct himself. No, you stop! Pudger! No! Stop! Pudge! Pudge, no! You're gonna knock over my monitor! I actually need you to get out. Come on, come on, buddy. Come on. Come on. You gotta stop that. So I'm so sorry, guys. I'm not doing anything on stream right now. Nobody wants me to play Final Fantasy IX. Fudge. Up down, please. No! Stop! Pudger! What are you doing? Ugh! I had to dodge that. He attempted to butt slam my face. Aw, Pudger. I gotta block him so he just stops. Did you see that? He just slit my throat with his tongue. Or his tongue, with his tail. With his tongue? I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm going crazy. Okay. So Dagger. Okay, I feel like Dagger for sure. We know that I don't need the dagger. I don't think I need these either, to be honest with you. Iron sword, I think I'm also done with. We can get rid of that. Javelin, rod, okay, I think we are done with. Who uses rod? Combat rod. Who uses that? Is that? Oops, not Steiner. I meant dagger, air racket. Could I? Okay, so she uses that, and she's learned everything she can learn from that. And mithril, so I can get rid of the rod. Mithril, ice staff, mage staff, lightning staff. Okay, I think we are also done with the. I think everybody who can learn anything of value from the wrists has learned something of value from the wrists. Same thing with leather hats. I don't think anyone has anything left to learn from the leather hats. Garnet uses rods, yeah. Okay, rubber helmets, I think we also don't need. Bronze gloves. I feel like bronze gloves we don't need. I feel like leather shirts we don't need. So we're gonna... And then I'm gonna just auto arrange once I sell all these. We'll move bronze gloves. I'll double check with bronze gloves because I can just see if Steiner's currently wearing bronze gloves. So he doesn't need bronze gloves because he's currently wearing them. So okay. I would like to sell. Oh, but you can combine things to make additional weapons. Polly, is there anywhere I can see what pieces I need in order to forge other weapons? Is that anywhere in my menus at all that I can see that? I can only see that at a synthesis shop. Okay, I think I need 2 mage mashers in order to combine them to make something else. I am going to operate under the hope that I can find... I'll have to write down the recipe so I know what stuff to keep, but I'm gonna get rid of most of this stuff because I think it's fine. If I'm wrong, they aren't gonna be... I hope they aren't that hard to either buy or find. I won't sell the mage mashers, I'll keep those. Hi, Pudger, how politely you have sat down here. How politely you have sat down next to me. I'll tell you right now, I never sold anything I got in this game. Okay, I only sold it because I was worried about how low my money got. But okay, good to know. Hold on, was there a griffin underneath us? Hi, Pudge. That looks like a griffin. The master of the Knight family who owns this building keeps that monster as a pet. He likes to see people challenge it and get beat up. Oh, okay, so I'm sure we'll never do that, though. I'm sure we'll... Pudge! Hey! Don't do that. Stop trying to take that cable out. Come on! Well, we're really good friends! There's a letter from Stiltskin! Let's read together, Kubo! From Stiltskin to Bogrich. There's trouble in this rainy city. The guys I saw there were heading towards the Voob Desert west of Bermesia. They'll only find sandstorms. What could they possibly want? I'm gonna follow them and see. Voob Desert is so far away. Stiltskin is amazing, Kubo. Okay, you don't have a letter. You don't have a letter. Okay, so we'll just save. Let's save, Kubo. I'm also bad at selling in any game. I'm a hoarder. I am too, but sometimes I'm like, am I supposed to sell stuff? you know, to be able to, it feels like I need to afford everything. I don't know if he actually made any sound, but Puncher just like looked up at me and he was like, meow, meow. Fudge, I love you. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Fudger, I'm streaming. I'm streaming, buddy. Can we do this later? Can we do this later? See, I wouldn't mind if he just like would let me pet him in a place where you guys could see. Instead, he's got me fully turned around, and so that I'm in between. Like, he's smart. He knows where the camera is, and he won't do it for the camera. Nobles are living a life of luxury by the sea while I'm drunk living on the street. Life stinks. Yeah, and this one for sure, because who knows who can get what abilities later, not to mention what you can synthesize. True, that's a good point. We are going to become a noble, is that right, Sis? Okay. Alright, well, maybe I'll regret selling those items, but I figure they're all like cheap early game items that I can probably never mind. Then buzz off. We're ready to retrieve the super soft. Good, at last we can say blank. When do we leave? We're gonna leave right away, so you're coming along, huh? Are you ready? Let's go. Princess! Steiner, literally kill yourself. Literally kill yourself. Boss is waiting at the dock. Boss? You mean? Yep, there's only one man we call boss. I'm ignoring all of his dialogue. Princess, do you know what breaking and entering is a crime? I need to make sure you don't steal anything else. Let's go. Damn it! I'm coming along. It is my duty to protect the princess from bad influence. Do whatever you want. Always talking about your duty. Ain't you got any thoughts of your own? Don't you talk back to me. I am escorting the princess. I thought you might have changed after traveling with Zidane, but you ain't changed. Do you even know why you're here? But what do you mean? Let's just go, okay? Bruce? Bruce? How was Bermesia? Not bad. Better if I didn't have to see those vermin and the ugly elephant lady. They offend my senses. You must be tired. It's not over yet. The rest of the vermin must be done away with. Will you be heading to Clara then? Yes, I trust you will deliver them. Certainly. I shall prepare now. By the way, did you see a pretty lady in the crowd today? A pretty lady? Shall I arrange a meeting? There's no need. The canary I've been after, she flew into my cage of her own free will. Never would I have imagined running into you in a place like this. It must be fate. But you cannot rest your wings yet. Fly home to your mother, my little canary. Look at those hips! I, too, will welcome you home with open arms. What in the world am I doing? I'm assisting thieves in committing a crime? No, I must be patient. But oh shit. Protect the princess. Escort her back to the castle. Focus on your duties. Trust the queen. She would never commit an atrocity. There must be a good reason. No thoughts of my own? Nonsense. How can I, a lowly knight, understand the queen's thinking? I need not worry about the ramblings of a criminal. Just think about escorting the princess home. I'll probably never see him again. He was the culprit. He pulled the princess and me into his intrigues. It was your fault, Zidane. If you hadn't treated me like a child, I wouldn't be here hunting after Super Soft to save one of your friends. Why am I doing this? Because Blank saved me? Yes, he saved me. He saved my life. The least I can do is return the favor. But I never thought about things like this before. How are we to find Super Soft in this mountain of boxes? Just find it. Someone's coming. Oh, I cannot believe I ran out of ink on a night like this. I must find more ink and go back to the observatory. Should I take care of him? Wait. Princess,
For real?
No. Okay, we're in an ad break, folks. We're pausing the game. Oh, Pudger. Pudger. Stop flinching. I love you. I'm going to take this ad break actually as an opportunity to go grab myself a snack. I'm just going to make myself a smoothie for the remainder of stream. Actually, I'm going to be very quick because I forgot to mention this earlier, folks. I have to end stream early today. I have to end stream a bit early today. I'm going to end stream at around like 4:15, depending on where we're at for save opportunities. But I have to actually end early today. Megan and I are going to see a friend of ours for drinks who just got back from working in the States for like the last 8 months. We're going to go grab drinks with her, and we're meeting her at around 6. But we want to eat supper before we go so we don't have to order food when we're out and have it be more expensive. So I have to finish up streaming at 4:15 so that I have time to make supper for when Megan gets home so we can eat before we go meet our friend. So stream's going to be ending at around 4:15. Shouldn't have said this during the ad break when a ton of people can't hear. If a mod would kindly just repeat like that, the stream will be ending at around 4:15 today, earlier than usual. That would be super helpful. I'm going to go very quickly make myself a smoothie, and I'll be back ASAP. Please enjoy these clips from previous streams where I was a success, a failure at the very least, I hope. Entertaining. I'll be right back. Oh, we've got love for Teeks too, Doc? Okay. Oh, yeah. Oh, look at fucking Zale. Look at Zale right now. Just like, oh, there's a new girl, a new hottie in camp. Gotta show her the muscle. Show her how many years I've spent perfecting the form of my push-ups. Is Zale actually a huge bro? A huge dog? Have I been giving him the wrong voice so far? What's the spatter? What's the spatter pattern like? Just take the phone in the bathroom. Bax, if anyone responds to you saying that you have diarrhea with either of those things, if you tell someone you have diarrhea and they go, and they're like on the phone and they go, what's the spatter pattern like? Or they say, just take the phone in the bathroom, you can cut that person out of your life forever. You can just never talk to that person ever again. Don't, like, I stand by that with 100% certainty and confidence. If someone says that to you and you're like, I got diarrhea, man, I gotta go, and they're like, just take the phone with you, hang up. Never speak to that person again. You stand by it as well. Two birds, one spatter shot. Disgusting, Bags. Oh. Oh. Don't do hot sauce when you have a sore throat. That's my recommendation. Don't do a super spicy hot sauce when you have a sore throat. Even if you think it'll clear your sinuses. Because your nose is stuffed. Oh, fuck no. say, speaking of smashing lines, we are not, there's one line we are not going to cross, and that's that Machop isn't, you know, Machop could be 100 years old, but that's a boy.
Yeah, I can see a little emaciated boy.
That's just a boy. That's a boy with mohawk. That's a boy. I'm passing on Machop, but then Machoke, Machoke me, daddy, and
yep.
Machamp, yeah. Oh yeah, take off those undies.
I actually think out of all, I mean, obviously smash both Machoke and Machamp, but I think Machoke is the hottest of all three of those. So
But think about the potential that 4 arms Machamp brings to the table.
Kevin saw Bellsprout and immediately said smash.
Well, I mean, I'm going to smash it. Like that those are some DSLs. Now that I know what that means. Oh, hold on. That sound means that there's a moonfish somewhere. Oh man, who's that man on the roof just absolutely going for it? Who is this champion? Who is this absolute Chad? One of the mole people. Girl was just at her outpost and mentioned you'd be coming. I came after grabbing what I could. Do you need anything? Ash, I heard you beat the Elite Four. I came as soon as I heard. A Ross branded fleshlight. Oh my. Oh my. It would just be called Truly Raw. It would just be called Truly Raw Dog. And it has my voice in it. All right, fuck sound. Okay. Just like, oh, are you enjoying this, sir? Fuck, that's good. Lonely trees. Why are we getting so horny for fucking oaks here? We're all just like, oh my god. I'm just like one good day away from fucking a tree. I wanted to remind you about the confused protection, but I figured it would be better to just wait for you to remember, then do this. What a devastating... God, what a devastating, like, fighting game champion level of combo that was, TGC. Well done. Absolutely rolled me. Wow, is that like some sort of like Pokemon cat thing down there? Wow, look at that. She giving them the white people smile? What that? Whoa. Worst. Do you think that when developers were deciding where to move random NPCs would go in the world, they just hung up a map on the lands between and threw darts at it? I don't think that they like necessarily like. No, they obviously didn't throw darts, because that's far too precise and you can kind of like aim. They blindfolded people, turned them upside down, handed them like a live kookaburra, and they had to like spirit whisper the kookaburra to fly and land on a map in the room next door, and that's where the NPCs were going to move. That's obviously how they decided where NPCs move in the game. Oh, there we go. No, it didn't loosen it at all. New TikTok, Ross be the fireball. No, I can't. Why am I losing? Why am I losing to this? How did I tighten it so hard last time? I'm just trying to do the opening. I'm just trying to do the first punishment of the stream. Oh my god, what is happening? This is... Get Megan to open it for you. Honestly, Adam, that's exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna, you know what, chat? I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna do exactly that. I'm gonna get TrulyRawesome to open it. Here, look at Pico being successful at everything she's ever attempted to do. Well,
Here, I thought they might have a chance. That the pieces of their dreams could make them whole again. Imagine my surprise when I realized dreams take bodily form in this world. It struck me, by linking their dream pieces back together, maybe I could make them exist again. Maybe I could give them another chance.
It can't be that simple.
oh yeah, it can't be that simple. Everything you just said was so simple.
By
ourselves, we're no one.
Actually, the 3 things that you should do to be a mid-tier gamer. I'm moving number 3 to a 4th. Or this is just a bonus one. This is bonus number 4. So it's don't use all the abilities that you were given by the game. Don't learn the attack patterns of the enemies that you're fighting. Don't play the games consistently enough to actually learn them. And be stubborn. Don't give up on something you are not succeeding at, and to leave and go do something else when you can in a game. Don't do that. Keep throwing yourself into the fight you can't win. That's mid-tier gaming. Oh yeah, my name's... It kills me. It's so stupid. It's so dumb, but it makes me so happy. Oh, it's so funny. It makes me giggle. It makes me giggle. You were way too into it, Tan Man. I'm not gonna lie to you. Tan Man, I'm always into it. Don't clip that.
So I'm gonna start with this.
Slowly kill the mouth, boys. All right, you got your dab, Adam.
Yep.
Cheers.
Cheers. Oh, hell no. Woo! Woo! Oh! I'm gonna die! Woo! Oh! Oh! So, okay. The last dab was like one singular railroad spike. This is like my tongue has been carpet bombed.
Oh shit, it's way more intense?
I don't know, it's almost just like it's an AoE versus a concentrated dose.
Oh no. Trust my mods to completely misrepresent my words. My goodness. But yes, I am ending at 4:15 today. Mercado, welcome to the stream. I hope you're having yourself a fantastic Wednesday. Great to see you. It's an AoE. That took longer than I intended, folks. And it took longer than I intended to go make that smoothie. Because when I got up, I discovered the reason why Pudge was being like so like loving and wanting pets, but also kind of like a little flinchy, like when I was moving and stuff. I was like, why are you doing both of these? Why are you like up here looking for attention, but also being a little flinchy? He had barfed in 3 different places in the apartment. Yeah, Mama, you called it. You said that before. Yeah. He had barfed in 3 different places. There were 3 different barfs I had to clean up. Unbelievable. Is there no audio from the game right now? Is there supposed to be audio? I feel like there was audio. Okay. Maybe the game is just quiet right now? I've missed you, Dr. Tot. A princess Garnet. Dr. Dr. Tot? You know him? Dr. Tot is the highly respected scholar who tortured the princess. Oh, Master Steiner, you must be quiet or you'll wake the shopkeeper. But princess, what on earth are you doing here? It's a long story. We're looking for super soft right now. There is a proper reason for this. We are not here to steal or commit any form of crime. Somebody down there. Run along, I will give you super soft later. Go left from the trio entrance and continue until you find a large tower. The tower is my home. Locked, but I shall unlock the door and await your arrival. All right, let's go back. Thank you, Dr. Tot. I'll see you later. Useless Emperoru, welcome to the stream. I hope you're having yourself a fantastic Wednesday. Great to see you. Oh, it's you, Dr. Tot. Oh, great timing. I ran out of ink. You should have called me. I'll get yelled at if our inventory's wrong. Princess. So this Tootsie's gonna give us super soft? God, that's you. Whatever. I can't believe Daedalus is at the mercy of some old man. Huh. I guess we gotta keep babysitting the princess. Still, he ain't gonna give you the super soft unless you're with the princess. That's the deal, princess. I'm asking you to take Marcus to this toot. It's Todd. I was going to anyway? Well, get some rest before you go. I'm sure Ted needs time to prepare. It's Todd. You thought it was Dr. Thought? We do have audio, it's fine. It was just for a moment there. Use whichever bed you want. Go left from the entrance. There's a tower. Is it this tower? I saw him! I saw an old man wearing glasses walking out of this tower. This is big. Received a mithril dagger. Oh. Dr. Tot. This might be a trap. I saw you finish DCC. Looks like you enjoyed it more than I did. Thoughts? Yes, Mama, I did. I finished Dungeon Crawler Carl yesterday. I thought it was fine. Like, I gave it a 7.5 out of 10. Or sorry, I gave it a 7.5 out of 10. I could have given it a 7 out of 10. There were things about it that I didn't like. I found sometimes it was like too, like it was a little too repetitive at times, and there were times where I was like, the explaining of the gaminess of the world to me was sometimes a little bit like, I don't know, I didn't feel like I needed the like mechanics of the game explained to me. I didn't always like those parts, but when I realized that Princess Donut was like a character, that really made me be like, oh, okay, well, this is way more interesting. And I did enjoy it. I thought it was fun. And I'm definitely going to pick up the next one and read it based on the first one. But I totally could understand why it was annoying to you, Mama, and like why you wouldn't have enjoyed it so much. I was like, I'm so interested because there's so much like foreshadowing being done here. And yeah, so I'm interested enough to keep reading at this point. Check out the second book at least. The audiobook production was really good too. I mean, I don't think it would make you like the book when you didn't like it as words on a page, Mama, but I did like the audio production because it they had other voice actors do the voices of all the other characters. So there's like a voice actor doing Princess Donut who is different from the voice actor who's doing the narration as Carl. Yeah, a lot of interesting stuff. I was into it. I was like, I definitely want to read the second one. We'll see. The repetitiveness was just too much for me. There was only one thing I wanted to know and I looked it up. That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, I think, yeah, I mean, like, there was always something happening, but it was, yeah, there was something about the first book that was repetitive. I saw online that people say that this gets better in the other books, like it feels less repetitive, but we'll see. We'll see. There are some things about it that I'm like, I don't know if I can sustain this over how long some of the books get. Like, they're fucking thick-ass books. But we'll see. Princess, thank you for coming. Welcome to my humble abode. This is your home? I traveled quite far in search of a sponsor for my research after I departed Alexandria. Isn't the same guy doing all the voices? I don't believe so. If it is the same guy doing all the voices, he's very talented. I finally found one here in Trina. You have grown into a fine young woman. I am pleased to see you again. Dr. Tot, you look quite well. Master Steiner, you are escorting the princess. Yes, sir. I deeply regret my earlier actions. Still a straight arrow, aren't you? I'm sure you had your reasons, but I won't ask why. The Super Soft is in the box right there. Please, take it. Don't mind if I do. Leave Super Soft. Have you no manners? Thanks, good doctor. It's quite all right, Master Steiner. Master Tot, is this Gaia? Yes, it is a globe of our planet. Gaia. Well, I'm really worried about one side of Gaia, guys. I remember your lessons. You remember the ramblings of an old fool. Two phrases are commonly found in documents more than 500 years old. One is jewel, the other is summoner tribe. But 500 years ago, the phrases mysteriously vanished from history. The archaeologist Frederick Ashe theorized that jewel refers to the pendant passed down to the ruler of Alexandria. Is it materia? But the pendant, it is much too small to be referring to the same jewel. Other research suggests a relationship between eidolons and magical stones. Dr. Todd. Princess. Were you reading big books again? I've already read every book in this library, but I think better when I'm surrounded by old books. Really? I don't like books. You are a person of dignity. It is imperative that you study hard. I know, but I was quite taken by that book you gave me. What was it called? It was... Was it I Want to Be Your Canary by Lord Avon? Oh yes, that's the one. So there's a book I like after all. My, what's this, Dr. Tot? That is a globe of Gaia. It's a model of our planet. A Gaia globe? I never knew our castle was shaped like a sphere. We live on the surface, princess. Yes, the stars. They inspired the theories relating stones and eidolons. That is why... Oh, I'm sorry, I was lost in thought again. It's okay. Where is my room on this globe? Oh, your room is much too small to point out on this globe. What about the castle? That I can do. How long has it been? 8 years. Time passes quickly, but I haven't changed. I continue to collect and research these items. Where did you find this globe? It's an antique. It's broken, as you can see, but I used it as an observation deck. Ironic, isn't it? Looking up at the sky from inside a globe. It sure is. Princess, I don't mean to meddle in your affairs, but I am on your side, now and forever. Please tell me if there's anything I can do. Tut, tut, tut. I see. So the Queen's forces have already grown quite powerful. I did hear it got better, but at this point I have no desire to go back. No, totally, Mama. Yeah, if you're not enjoying it, why would you? After a quick Google, it would seem it is indeed just the one guy doing the voices. For the on Audible, like the Audible audiobooks for Dungeon Crawler God, that's just the same guy? Damn, he's good. He's extremely good. I literally thought that Princess Donut and several of the other characters had to have been a different person. He's got a little bit of the like, oh, his voice is a little like Patrick Warburton. He's got this effect on his voice when he talks like Carl, and it's kind of like this a little bit where you get that sense of there's something behind the words, you know, like, God damn it, Donut. Like, he's got a little bit of that, and the Princess Donut is so different, that's crazy it's the same guy. Okay then, it may be dangerous, but I shall see to it that you reach Alexandria. How? I had an old transportation device remodeled in the case of such an emergency. This way, please. Ah, we can finally return to Alexandria.
I'm coming with you.
What? Why?
I can reach Blank more easily from Alexandria.
Yes, come with us, Marcus. Okay, Steiner. Let's go save Blank and restore my mother to her former self. Yeah, I feel like we need to know more about, like, why... why did Garnet leave? Why did Garnet run away? I feel like we don't know some stuff we should probably know. Like, why did Garnet want to be kidnapped? What does she mean her mother's old self? Like, what changed? What did she go to Sid for? Please be equipped for battle. There are monsters underground. Please take the ladder inside the hole down when you are ready.
Garganru.
This is Garganru, an ancient travel route between Treno and Alexandria.
Why was this thing built under a tower?
Actually, Garganru was in use long before even the invention of airships. The tower was built on top of the disused tunnel, but it looks fairly new. I convinced Mr. Bishop to keep this place intact. I haven't used it since it was remodeled, mind you. We must first activate the tunnel connection sequence and call the Gargant inside. Let's see, where was the sequence trigger? So, all we have to do is find the sequence trigger. Princess, let us find it. Let's save, come on. I want mail, come on. He wants mail, but I don't have anything for him. Chain plate. Phoenix down. Hold the lever. Hold the lever, Kronk. Wrong lever. These things look terrifying, and oh, that's so much more tongue than I thought we were gonna get. Stole Phoenix Town. Ugh. Brawler level. Oh god, a dungeon crawler Carl. Whoa, that's a lot of health. And MP weak against ice. Okay. Stomach. Oh, that's a lot of damage. Are we gonna die? Oh man, that wasn't enough to kill it? It's gotta be super close though. Oh shit, I really got, oh, I've confused its MP with its HP. The health of this team is so much lower than the health of Zidane's team. Oh shit. Okay, so unlike potions, if the person who's the target of the potion dies, it switches to using the potion on somebody else. If she's casting Cure on someone and that someone dies, then she doesn't target someone else with Cure. They like burp as they die.
Fluid intake immediately.
Does the smoothie count as hydration? Heaven Smile, welcome to the stream. I hope you're having yourself a fantastic Wednesday. Thanks so much for hanging out. Appreciate you. How you doing? Oh, okay, we opened some gates. What's this? Nothing happened. Okay. It's a sequence trigger, so that's not the next part of the sequence. Ah, this is it. This is where we call the Gargant inside. What do you mean? Garganroo Treno Station is shaped like a circle. When you pull on that lever, Gargant circles around the station continuously. I don't understand what you're saying. Better to show than tell. Princess, will you pull on that lever over there? What is it? Oh, it's like the stag stations. It's like a Hollow Knight stag station. What's that? Ah, perfect timing. That is the Gargant, a giant insect that pulls this trolley. Next, we must halt the Gargant. Yes, that's the one. The Gargant should stop when you pull on the lever. Please hurry. It'll resume once it's finished eating. Are you sure it won't keep going around in circles? It won't. I will reverse the connection sequence and let the Gargant out of the station. Please look after the princess, Master Steiner. Of course! The princess is bright, but she is still young and naive. I am concerned about her safety. Please make your own decision on the matter at hand and protect her. I am but a humble knight. I cannot exceed my authority. Is that an honest answer? You may endanger the princess if you keep telling yourself that. I shall take note of your counsel. Fare you well, princess. Take care, Dr. Tot. I must hurry. I just pulled the lever. Be safe, princess.
Finally.
We can reach Alexandria now?
You can't even see Trino anymore.
I wonder how long it's going to take. I never dreamed of going home in a vehicle like this. Dr. Tot remains a unique character. Oh. What's wrong? It's hesitating? Yeah, maybe look ahead. Oh! Princess! Oh. Oh, fuck, nasty ass. Could this be the reason? Cute! Fuji, welcome to the stream. I hope you're having yourself a fantastic Wednesday. What is this thing called? The Ralvlulu? Ralvupra? Missed. I cannot scan it.
Devil's Kiss.
Oh yeah, I forgot she has reduces damage from physical attacks. We're gonna cast that on Dagger. Stole a Mithril Fork. Oh, is Marcus poisoned? Oh shit. Oh, I don't think Steiner was poisoned. I wasted a turn by having him use antidote. I just assumed it was an auto poison. Yeah, no poison. Strings. So this is just like a battle Caterpie. Baby Midgar Zolom. Yeah, not Caterpie, Battle Pea. You know, I like that FF9 brings back the temporary characters like Marcus. Yeah, this is kind of neat. He's just like, I'm just here for a bit.
Lizara.
EMB. Oh, and now Dagger's poisoned. I think it's better to have her do this, and then someone else can give her an antidote. Did a remarkable job of animating this thing for the time. Steiner's gonna be slowed down. Damn, this is a lot of damage to Marcus. Just keep getting rid of that poison debuff. Poison in this is crazy. How often you're being affected by the poison status condition. Like, he's getting affected by it while I'm casting a spell to deal with it. Imagine fighting things in nature and being surprised when they poison your ass. Oh, shit. He's dead. Like, it's not a totally normal nature thing. I know, things will, but it's venom, right? Venom is when, like, Pokemon really ruined it for us because it's venom when you're affected by it biting you. It's poison if you're affected by eating it. And not everything in nature is venomous, no. Okay, some stuff is poisonous, not venomous, and other stuff is venomous but not poisonous. Just to really confuse the hell out of everyone. All right, we beat it. That was really anticlimactic.
A master at work.
We're finally here.
I think the Gargant is tired too. I never knew such a place existed in Alexandria.
Where are we?
Let's keep moving.
Is this really Alexandria?
Well, it must be.
How do we get out?
Well, this way. Princess, let us make haste. Wait, Steiner, I know this place. Dr. Todd told me about this place. My ancestors built this place to keep enemies from invading. Dr. Todd also said, Princess, we can hear your stories later. The stale air cannot be good for us.
And we gotta save Blank.
Right, we need to hurry. Let's go, Steiner. You, what kind of trick is this?
I didn't do anything. Don't blame me.
You really didn't do anything?
You don't believe me?
That's absolutely fucking absurd, Steiner. God, I hate Steiner so much.
Look, we missed our chance to escape.
Grah!
They fell for it. Fell for it, they did.
Zorn! Dorn! I am Steiner, captain of the Knights of Pluto. I have returned. Let us out at once.
Too bad it is. You're all under arrest.
Dorn? Dorn? I've returned to Alexandria to speak with my mother. Take me to my mother.
Yes, we will take you to see Queen Braun, whether you like it or not. Capture Princess Garnet, Queen Braun said. Ordered us, she did.
What? Lies!
What's going on?
Okay, that took so long. They were like, there's no way people will have enough time to read all 3 words. Oh shit. Can you stand, Freya? Ah, it's nothing. Take it easy, okay? How about you, Vivi?
I'm alright.
So what now, people? They said they were going to Clara. We have no choice. We must go to Clara too. I knew you'd say that. You coming, Vivi?
Do you think we'll learn more about those black mages if we go to Clara?
Yeah, I'd say we'll learn a lot about them as long as we follow Braun and that Kuja guy.
Well, then I'm with you.
Clara! Sound yummy, I go with you.
Oh, and what about the princess?
Dagger? I'd never forget about her. She might not be here in Burmecia, but I know we'll find her soon. Well, let's move out. Freya going to Clara Sacrament.
Some say it lies in the desert west of Burmecia, but I know not whether we can enter the town itself.
Brighten up a little. We'll figure it out when we get there. Oh, Dagger. Where could you be? All right, we're back to Zidane. What the hell is this? This thing's huge! Gotcha. Oh wow, it did not have a lot of health though. Of course Freya can one hit absolutely demolish it. Jane played Devil Killer. Oh, I didn't have Jelly yet. Everybody's still learning Jelly. Okay, Vivi can learn Add Status from the Bone Wrists. He's still learning from Lightning Staff. I shouldn't have bought that Lightning Staff. I didn't know what he had, but I did. But he can learn Blizzara from the Ice Staff. Learning from a Mithril Sphere. Knows all this stuff. Learning Bird Killer from the Bronze. Okay. Learning Peanut Butter Jelly. Peanut Butter Jelly. Peanut Butter Jelly. And still learning. Gosh, it's a lot to learn High Tide. 250 AP. And the Mithril Fork also just teaches High Tide. That's super convenient. Okay, it didn't really say where I'm supposed to go, but hold on. Northgate, Burmecia, Clara. Okay, to the west. Can I help you, Kubo? Let's save Kubo. Call me at any time, Kubo. Oh, I immediately got to combat. Damn it! Seems to look like they're gonna have a ton of health and then they don't. And then Quain doesn't get to eat. Or Quina. I keep calling him Quain. Why do I keep calling her Quain? Was Quain the name of the other guy we met at the same time? Whoa. Oh God. Sand scorpions. Oh shit. Not a big fan of the mouths they got on them? No, they're upsetting. That is for sure. Ooh, nice dodge. God, you lose so much health from poison. It's crazy. What an interesting thing. It chose to focus on the ass. Oh shit. Okay, no, don't want to eat that one. Understood. Not having a dedicated healer with the team is really noticeable, gotta say. I go into this, right? Enter with B, yeah. Enter the sandstorm. Clara's trunk. Yeah, the tempest subsides. By the gods. Come on, let's go while we can. Indeed, let us press on. Must hurry, must find yummy yummies. A dragon's mouth? Tarud intensifies at the sandstorm. Oh, but look at this, like, Yggdrasil-ass tree of life here. Deku tree, Yggdrasil-ass tree of life here. In the middle of a sandstorm. The transition, so smooth. Feckin' massive! What's this? Push door open. Nope, it's shut tight. What's this? Pull the lever, Kronk. Found a Phoenix Down. Found an ice staff. Dang it, I bought an ice staff. Well, who knows? Maybe I can combine them into like a super ice staff. Received ether. It's bigger on the inside, so it's a TARDIS. The sandstorm is, oh, the sandstorm is like the Doctor's telephone box thing. I can't remember the name, where it's bigger on the inside. The TARDIS. Now what? Examine hole. So dark, I can't see a thing. Put hand into hole. Uh-oh, sand's coming. That changed something out here, or, oh. Whoa! Whoa! Oh my goodness, look at this big ass bird. White wind! Okay, okay, it can give itself big healies. Oh, and it can do, oh, that's good. Okay, that didn't do that much. Roll a Phoenix Pinion. It's got pecs? That bird's so fucking jacked, it's got pecs. Swallow. Baby! No! That's a classic JRPG move. Oh yeah, I'm gonna eat the shit out of this. I'm gonna eat the fucking shit out of this, don't you worry. Unless it swallows all of us, because it seems to be able to do it more than once. Oh, this is bad. I didn't get to attack again for some reason. No! Oh, he was gonna eat it, no! When it was about to... Well, Quinta's next move was going to be to eat that. You never, because you can't fucking tell how much health they have. So irritating. Well. Now, you can't deny that you are a snack. Vivi and Freya are certainly a snack. Era. Learned White Wind. Oh, wow, it was easy to eat. That was so easy. White Wind. Cast Shell and protect on all party members. That's huge. White Wind restores HP of all party members. Oh, yeah. That was the ability he was using. Shit. Received Magician Shoes. Ooh, my first accessory. We'll learn the Clear-Headed ability, plus we'll gain MP plus... Oh, no, I can't gain MP plus 10% or Blind. But I can get Clear-Headed. What's Jelly do? Prevents petrifying, gradual petrify, prevents confusion. Now I have a healer. Yeah, exactly. I assume that I could have gotten very different other enemy types than that enemy, so it was just like pure luck that it was that enemy type. What the sweet hell? Can I eat this? Which do I target for eating? Miss. Cool. Sunstorm! Oh my goodness. Oh, counter. Okay. Folks, we're getting an ad break in 1 minute. It'll be the last ad break of the stream. I will pause the gameplay during that ad break so that we leave nobody behind. Oh, he counters everything. Okay. Yeah, just a fucking solid ass right. This thing sucks.
For real?
Oh boy. I find the just like random encounters in this game when you're playing with Zidane, with the Zidane team, pretty tough. All these fights are pretty tough. Is after the punch. He's come back from the punch. Freya took the hit. Okay. Reportedly, now see this title this is clickbait. A brilliant Dungeons and Dragons RPG just launched on Nintendo Switch 2. I would fucking know. That's clearly trying to get people to think that Baldur's Gate 3 is available on the Nintendo Switch 2. I would fucking know if Baldur's Gate. Everybody would fucking know. You wouldn't be learning from Tech Radar with a clickbait title that Baldur's Gate 3 was coming out for the Nintendo Switch 2. Okay. Steam Machine benchmarks leak. Here's how it compares to the PS5. Official reveal suggested only waits weeks away. System uses a custom AMD Zen 4 CPU with 6 cores and 12 threads, which is more modern than the PS5's Zen 2 architecture. It's a Zen 4 as opposed to a Zen 2. In benchmark testing, the Steam Machine is 40% faster than the PS5 in single-core performance, but it trails by 10 to 12% in multi-core tasks. Due to ongoing component crisis, analysts speculate the final price could potentially exceed $1,000. Yes, I do feel like that's true. I feel like that's exactly what we're going to see, is that it's going to come out and it's going to be over $1,000, which really is not what Valve was aiming for at all. But yeah, if it's coming out before the end of the summer, they're going to have to do a reveal of the Steam Machine and do like try to do the marketing to convince people to buy a $1,000 living room computer pretty soon if it's coming out before the end of the summer. Which I'm like, do they consider September the end of the summer? I mean, that's because when is the first day of fall? The first day of fall is mid-September. All right, we're back from the ad break, folks. Resume. Yeah, that was really that benchmark stuff is really just like big number go brrrr. All right, Quinn is not going to be able to eat this thing because Quinn is going to constantly have to be using their turn to... Oh, I'm way too low. Yoinks. Zoinks, y'all. Anointment. Anointment is funny. Cures trouble with an anointment. Received a needle fork, which I also bought and didn't need to. Received tent. Oh, what's up? Give Monev a letter. Thanks for delivering the mail from Atla. From Atla to Monev. Kubo, strange people came into town and destroyed the entire place. What the heck is going on, Kubo? I don't want to see any more pointy hats. Monev should be careful too. Maybe you should move elsewhere. Things are terrible in Burmecia, Kubo. Are we gonna be okay here, Kubo? I want mail, Kubo. Let's save, Kubo. All right, hopefully we can find another save in the next 13 minutes. Okay. I am ending in 13 minutes. Yes, I have to end early today, Ivory. Like I said earlier, I said it during the ad break. You may have missed it. My wife and I are meeting up with a friend who has been working in the States for the last 8 months. We're gonna go get drinks with her. And so I'm ending early so that I can have supper ready for when my wife gets home, so that we can eat before we go grab drinks. So we don't have to spend money on food as well as drinks. Desert boots. That teaches the flea gill ability, which we already know how to do. You cannot learn flea gill. You cannot learn any of these. Okay. Well, I guess I'll put them on Zidane for now. Yeah, it'll be very fun. Yeah, she's been down there. She got a job as a tenure track position at a university in the States, and she's been working there for, the last 8 months. We want to catch up with her, ask how things have been. Hear how she's feeling about everything. Now what? Pull the lever. Nice. Received a potion. Okay, we're gonna go this way because that's why we pulled the lever. We get an elixir. Oh shit! Master B button! Master B button! Oh no! Oh no! Okay. Oh. Oh, okay, sick. Received a high potion. Oh, fuck. Oh god, this is my teenage nightmare. Guys, though that quicksand that we were always warned about as kids, it's happening. No, go that way. I want to go towards that chest. Okay, there we go. Give 900 gil. This is why we all thought quicksand was going to be so much of a bigger issue than it was. Received Yashel Greens for a chocobo? Clara Settlement. A sand tree. Might you be Lady Freya? Indeed, I am. We have awaited your coming, my lady. How did you come to know my identity? The King of Burmecia has requested that we guide you to him. Long live the king! Take me to him immediately. At once, my lady. The Dane, I shall go to see the king. Why not take this chance to rest? Yeah, good idea. This way, my lady. Allow me to be your guide and show you our town. Yes, please. Please walk this way, sirs. I go find yummy yummies by myself. Def thought I would have encountered quicksand a lot more often as a kid. It's so funny that that's just like such a millennial thing. Like we all thought there was quicksand everywhere. This is our source of water. I shall elaborate later on how we have water up so high here. Now for our next stop. Walk this way! Talk this way! And this is the liveliest part of our town. But there's no market today, so the usual crowd is gone. Let's move on. This windmill brings the blessings of water to our humble town. It uses the power of the sandstorm to pump water up from the ground. Come, next I shall show you the observatory. This is literally just like them being like, hey, don't worry, we're operating at this level of world building. We know how could there be a tree society in the middle of a sandstorm? We fucking got you, fam. We know how this would work. The observatory is where the citizenry come to relax. Here we observe our protector, the sandstorm, and here we pray to it. Next is the cathedral, the last stop on our tour. The high priest who brings peace to our souls resides in the cathedral. The King of Burmecia and Lady Freya are meeting inside this building. It also houses the harp, whose magic stone powers the sandstorm. Let us make our way back. I was just thinking, how is there just like a perpetual sandstorm and that's just like consistent? Just like there's eternal rain in Burmecia. I'm like, how are these weather phenomena happening? And that concludes the tour. Thanks a lot. Active time event. No yummy yummies. So it's finally taping up, and one of my posts on Instagram went absolutely nuts. 1,171,000 approximately views, 188,000 likes, and 454 follows as a result. Absolutely baffling. No other post is even like a % of that in terms of engagement. I still get consistent engagement with a inscription post from like 3+ years ago. Nothing to that level, but I'm just like, why is this the one that people are finding today? It's down. Got no yummy yummies anywhere. Oh, never mind. You know can make famous Alexandria dish, Queen's meal. You know have famous Southgate butt cake. Received ore. You want some ore? I can't stand the sandstorm, it's too loud. Hey, I remember meeting you in Burmecia. Is there anything I can do? Just ask me. Oh shit. Oh no! Oh no, he's got cool shit! Thunder gloves! Mithril helm! Mithril vest, mithril armor! I don't have the money for this! Fuck! Inscription was very good. That is correct. You guys have a Moogle? Oh yeah, there's an upstairs Moogle. I knew we'd find another save point. Can I help you? Come on! There's a letter from Zidane! From Ruby to Zidane. I decided to start a small theater, but I ain't had any luck finding actors. Do you know any good actors who are looking for work? Man, how I wish y'all were here. Come to think of it, you Tantalus guys look like a bunch of outlaws. Just kidding. Come on, is she looking for actors? I want to become an actor. Let's save, come on. Remember at the start of the game when you said you were rich? I was rich for a minute. I was rich for a second. I'm actually so fucking crazy rich in Xenoblade Chronicles X right now. Every 30 minutes of game time, I get like $2 million. Or no, every 30 minutes of game time, I get $68,000. And I went from having $2 million, I'm now at $10 million. And I literally cannot find enough places to spend the money. It's busted and I love it. All right, we have saved. And with that, we will be wrapping up today's stream, folks. Sorry it was a bit of a shorter stream today. We only got to play like we only played a very little amount of Final Fantasy IX because we spent so much time yapping. Yappa dappa doing. I wish I had that problem IRL. Me too. But it was good. It was really great chats. It was good fun. We had a great time. Let's see who we can raid. Who can we raid here? Got a few fun options, it looks like. We've got Sheep, we've got Mildly, we've got Koodles, we've got Leaves Viv, we've got Zine, we've got Frankie Plays. Okay, what do we got here? So, Mildly's playing Warframe, Frankie's playing Red Dead Redemption, Zine's playing Final Fantasy Rebirth, Sheep's playing Baldur's Gate 3. We do have Not Dying Now who's live, who's raided us a few times. Let's raid Not Dying Now. Let's raid Not Dying Now. She's raided us a few times. Let's return the favor. Not Dying Now is playing a game called Oceanhorn 2, Knights of the Lost Realm. This is day 1. I have no idea what this game is. It kind of looks like a Zelda clone. It looks straight up like a Breath of the Wild. Yeah, it's like it looks straight up like Breath of the Wild. But yeah, let's raid Not Dying Now. Not Dying Now has raided us 3 times, so let's return the favor here. Not Dying Now. All right, folks, grab that top message if you are a subscriber. Grab that bottom message if you are a follower. Spam that when we get over to Not Dying Now stream. Drop a follow if you haven't followed Not Dying Now already. It's free, it costs you nothing, and it makes you a better person. Show some support. I'll be hanging up for a bit. Well, I kind of have to raid and run a little bit, but I'll hang up for a minute just to say hi and apologize for raiding and running, but I do gotta go make sure that we got food to eat before we go meet my friend. I won't be back on Saturday on June 20th, even though that is our Mouth Boys anniversary, because I'll be hanging out with my parents as they're visiting town. So I won't be back until Monday, June 22nd at 1 p.m. Eastern. We will continue playing Final Fantasy IX. Of course, we'll be active in the Discord. I'll be dropping stuff in gaming news if there's anything interesting going on in the world of gaming stuff. I'll be chatting, I'll be dropping memes, we'll be doing all the good things, doing all the good stuff that we love seeing, and hopefully I'll see you guys elsewhere. Take care of yourselves. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to others if they deserve it. Eat plenty of food, drink plenty of water, get plenty of sleep, get some exercise, do things that make you happy, and just otherwise put some positivity out into the world. Ditching us for friends and parents, how dare. I know, really in the hierarchy of values, of social relations I have, why on earth would I ever think this was an acceptable way to live? But it's, I'm disrespectful. I'm a bad boy like that. Bye guys, see you soon. Bye, 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 bye.